Go.
That's how I got my finger stuck in my bum.
Jesus Christ.
Good way to start the video.
All right.
Perfect.
This is session 6 of the trial arc, Down into the Dark. I'm Clint, and we'll go around the table.
I'm Austin, I'm playing Bor, and he's a blood mage.
I'm John, and I'm playing Steve, and he's a Kalesh.
I am Kevin. I am playing Bot, the Shadow Magic Goblin.
Mike, I'm playing Nana, the Brawler.
I'm Kyle. I'm playing Bofidis, the masked speaker.
Heretic speaker.
Masked heretic, masked speaker.
There's some.
What's the difference?
Both of these.
So,
You can take both of these.
so last time
Bofidis
Kyle was
nice.
playing Angus. Angus has gone to.
He got arrested.
Farm upstate.
Yeah, he got
Basically.
arrested for impersonating an officer.
Yes. I'm going to hand wave, if you don't mind, that Bofidis is an apprentice of that mass speaker you guys found in Lakeside.
Okay.
Lakewood. You had objected to your master's animal experimentation, and you were trapped, and they freed you, and now you're hanging out with them.
No, Bach would have never allowed that. Just kidding. Welcome aboard.
Cool.
So, last time, some weird stuff happened. A tornado deposited some bloodless into town. Reality started shifting under the influence of Chirazov. There were rivers of blood. There was a red sky, a red sun, and everything was made of teeth, and that was really neat and not at all alarming.
Just another Tuesday.
But you guys did well. You recruited some help from in town, from Carter Cade and Tuck. You found out about the insurrectionists and a little more about Chirazov and the Bloodless. And I believe at the end of the session, you guys elected to head north to the Stone Forest and the Ruined Castle. And we're going to swing back into Crooked Tusk to talk to the lawyer firm of Mason...
Dixon.
Matlock.
Matlock, Mason, and Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is now the 5th of 7th month, 9 in the morning. Yesterday you fought the Bloodless in their weird dust storm. The rest of the day was spent cleaning up town and celebrating Ragridge's survival with a massive potluck in the middle of town. There wasn't a band, but Carter K did break out a fiddle. There wasn't dancing per se, but all the Jimothies ran around like mad hamsters, whooping and hollering in celebration. You're all on the swaggering stallion, prepping gear to head north to the Ruined Castle that the Bloodless seem to be coming from or congregating around or whatever. You hear a large pop of displaced air from nearby, and there's a firm knock at the door of the stallion, quickly followed by a firm and commanding voice calling out, "Dame Dusk, I make myself known to you and request entry into your domain." Granny Dusk is in the kitchen prepping foodstuff for your journey. If any of you are with her, you'd see her kind of itch beneath her eye patch and scurry out into the entry room of the stallion and seat herself on the tall stool behind her counter. Do you guys go to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, if you're going to be such a polite and formal lad, I don't see how I can refuse you. Come on in, Mr. Mason, if you'll bring up BM."
Wait, so Mason's came to...
It appears that way.
Okay.
You see a tall, older gentleman. He's wearing a suit. You can tell he's fit for his age, doesn't have a gut. His skin isn't especially saggy. He's politely removed his hat when he enters the stallion. You can see that his hair is snow white, like his immaculate waxed handlebar mustache. He's got a thick tome of some kind chained to his belt. You might, both of these might recognize that as a lexicon. You have a similar book. Not physically similar, but you have a similarly important book. He also has a chain around his neck with a metal mask hanging from it. The mask looks similar to the one Bofidis wears, but it's much more elaborate. The surface is etched with what you would recognize as words of power. It has tons of pipes like flaring out like wings from it. There's lots of stuff etched around the eyes, on the pipes, around the mouth, all kind. It looks very elaborate. It's not just steel, like there's precious metals in it, that kind of thing. It's very elaborate. Even more elaborate than the one you guys saw crushed at the cabin. The man sees you guys and says, "Good, the Ragridge Five are here as well. This concerns them. Dame Dusk, our interactions have been minimal over the years, but our reputations are known to each other. Granny Dusk doesn't really agree or disagree with this statement, but she makes kind of continue. And she fills her pipe and lights it with an automatic match. He speaks now to you guys rather than her. You are currently engaged in a war with the Bloodless. You've been following in their wake and standing in their path when you can. I believe we can aid each other. I am familiar, in a general sense, with the insurrectionists and the scope of their interest, though I serve a different master. My firm is responsible for the closing of Wheelbarrow Mine 50 years ago, and our wards detected your group in the area recently. You have seen the devastation from 50 years ago, as well as the more recent devastation that the Bloodless caused by trespassing. I will not bury the lead. Something stirs within the depths, and I do not exaggerate when I say that it is as deadly as the threat posed by the Bloodless and their master. I would like your group to accompany me into the depths of Wheelbarrow to aid me in penetrating the defenses of the area in the hopes of subduing them once again, perhaps on a more permanent basis if that is at all possible.
Do you know what's down there then?
Thukes is not a young world. We are not the first peoples to inhabit Carthage, which is the continent you're all on, though the giants and goblins and perhaps the Gaspoda are not young races and civilizations as these things go. There are ruins beneath the surface, beneath the goblins, beneath the giants, places of silver walls and magical essences of a purer nature than that which I can command with my words. The depths of Wheelbarrow touched on such a place. We did not penetrate into it fully, but the defenses were raised when the miners began excavating the lower shafts of Wheelbarrow Mine.
Children yearn for the mines.
My associates and I were able to put these defenses to sleep, so to speak, and the mine was closed. The Bloodless sought entry recently, as you saw, and woke those defenses up again, and they are reluctant to slumber once more. Thus, I require aid.
We saw that these things were... Your associates were pretty... Not associates.
The Bloodless.
Yeah, the Bloodless were pretty thoroughly crushed by those things. Like, is that something, like, an average person can even handle?
On our first excursion 50 years ago, the miners and myself, Mr. Mason, or Mr. Matlock and Mr. Shore, on our first excursion, we saw nothing of sufficient size to squish men by stepping on them, as the Bloodless were squished. Whatever's been raised is different this time. Whatever's been awoken appears to be different.
Big.
Yes.
So it wasn't nothing you guys put out there to protect it. You were just protecting people from going on.
We were protecting people from what was going on.
Okay.
And what devastation that occurred 50 years ago was mainly confined to the actual facility in the lower levels of the mine. It did not journey up to the surface. Oh god. My Chromebook is having a heart attack because it's collecting texts from the past 10 days.
So something awoke from the depths of the earth and is massive and walking around crushing things.
To be honest, though, if that's a recent...
Sounds like my mother-in-law.
Oh, you're married? Nice.
Former.
So if...
Nice.
I guess we have no indication that whatever killed those Bloodless outside the mine is still even there, do we?
No.
If that wasn't part of the original defenses of the mine, but...
I'm
The defenses of the mine, when we faced them 50 years ago, they were able to... How would you say this? They were able to adapt to us when they met our force and exceeded it. I believe that this is another level of power to these defenses. They meet whatever force is trying to assert itself over this place of silver walls, and then they advance to overcome it. It is almost as if it learns and adapts to whatever it's facing. This may be that process activating. That may be why it's resistant to my words and wards, setting them to slumber again.
Seems like a level 10 issue.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming all this way to see us, but like this seems like a death sentence.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, I thought his literal reaction was no comment.
No. Heather's.
Oh, you saw right through me.
It's like, well, if you guys died, I
Finally, rid of those guys.
Now we take over the town.
Foiled again.
finally started repairs on my arc.
Oh, nice.
Worse than it looked.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. All right. You said
It feels like a death trap.
Yeah.
feels like a death trap. It very well may be, but if not us, then who will attempt to stop it?
Locke and Mason.
They are otherwise engaged.
They are otherwise engaged. All right. If we're
Hulk smash.
gonna put our lives on the line for this, what are we looking at here? What is there any potential financial reward in this for us, or otherwise?
What I offer you is this. Help me now in the depths of the wheelbarrow, and I will aid you against the Bloodless. It is my understanding that there is some sort of mental compulsion associated with their foreign magic. I am a heretic of my order, and command high magic sufficient to significantly reduce your vulnerabilities to mental magic.
That would be ideal, but I forgot about odd level ups, so I'm pretty strong now.
I don't need your shit.
In all seriousness, like, okay, Bach kind of looks to the other members of the group, like, okay, that could be useful.
Additionally, again, I command high magic. If you are planning to assault where he's out of your league. He's out of your league too.
Combined.
If that is not sufficient, I would be willing to, as they say, help you storm the castle.
Which castle? You're talking like the Bloodless Castle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He knows the forbidden words.
That might be useful. We don't really know what we're up against in the castle.
That's fair.
At least hundreds of bloodless. We know that.
At the castle, yeah. Or more. I mean, that was at that time. Who's to say that's not even more now?
That was a day or two ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Who's to say there's not more? Because
You killed 50 of them yesterday.
There could only be so many bodies.
Well, what I'm just saying, I don't know where they're... I mean,
That's
they're-
true. That's true. You don't
You
know
know-
where they're recruiting from.
I mean,
They could have ways to replenish their numbers.
Right.
Just have
Or
body
it's not
factory.
even that. I mean, if there was 100 there, who's to say these 50 were from somewhere else?
That's true.
I mean, these are like constructs.
Chirzov
made of,
could
like,
be storing them in the cloud.
dust. We don't know.
The dust cloud. Where he keeps all his soldiers.
I hate you.
He's buying extra. He's buying extra storage right now.
The longer we wait, the more he gains.
I mean, guys, it sounds like the
There's
mines.
just
They've
a little
got bits of
cyclone
coin in
walking through
there.
Custis City, just sucking up people. Seriously,
how long
this-
is this excursion expected to take? We just dealt a pretty good blow to the Bloodless.
Well,
Does he know? Well, we don't know if he knows about the cups either. The chalices. We haven't.
Yeah,
really
he does.
It kind of seemed like he did.
Oh, okay.
he's familiar-ish.
You already found two, right?
I do not know. When we penetrated this place of Silver Walls 50 years ago, we got perhaps 3 or 4 rooms in. It definitely extends further. I don't know how far. We may have seen the majority of it. It is I don't believe it's very large, but at that time we had other concerns than gauging the size of the place.
I'm kind of weird. Kind of worried because you only went 4 rooms in, and you compared to us, you only went 4 rooms.
This is also 50 years ago. He was
True.
not as powerful as he was then.
That's fair. That's a good point. And I mean, like,
I mean,
we could probably use the help. For
Help
all
would
we
be
know, the
nice.
castle's more of a death trap than this place is.
Yeah. And it is silver.
Shiny.
Is it actual silver or is it just colored silver?
It's strange magical silver,
sounds good to me.
filled with essences of a much greater purity than the words I command, the magic that sits in your blood. It's strange.
I wonder if this is like a giant cup of juice.
The magical essence in that place have been run through a Brita filter a couple times. They're brighter, they're more powerful, they're purer.
I'm in.
Closer to the source.
Could be.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Doc
too.
says, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I got.
Nana?
I'm just curious to see the shiny silver blaze.
That's why I love you, Nana.
You had me at bits of coin.
He says, "Excellent. Thank you. I will meet you outside when you're ready. Collect your gear. I will provide transportation." Dame Dusk, he nods, places his hat back on his head, and steps outside the stallion.
To the boards we go.
Granny says,
Bach turns to Granny and says, I didn't know you were a dame.
"I think Mr. Mason is just being polite." His sensibilities are much older than yours and mine.
Bach kind of confusingly nods. I totally understand what you mean.
Nana nods along with him, having not a clue what's going on.
She gives Nana a cookie. For you, dear. Keep your blood sugar.
It's gone in one.
It's this big for her, and it's like.
she made a whole cookie cake for you.
Which is gone in one.
Granny says, "For what it's worth, dearies, I think you've made the right call. Everything I know of Mr. Mason and his associates is they are not prone to exaggeration or inconsequential behavior. If he states that it is a deadly threat, I believe
I've
him."
gathered that.
Probably not as much as Nana.
That makes Bach feel better.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Or, you look like you want to say something.
No, just don't know what we're getting into.
Do we ever?
Nope.
Nope.
It's worked out so far.
Isn't that kind of how adventuring parties work?
Granny Dusk takes a big draw on her pipe and says, "Bach raises a very good point."
We're invincible.
Oh, that's the wrong point, dearie.
Oh,
Let's do this.
We'll get some shawarma afterwards.
There is a theory about as long as you don't think about something happening, it won't.
that's going to be hard for Bach.
I don't think so. That's good.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, like if you never worry about something happening, it's like it's the opposite of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Unfulfilling prophecy.
I'm switching to the section called Let's Fucking Go!
All right.
I'm on board with that.
Time to die.
You collect your gear and meet Mr. Mason outside when you're ready.
Thanks to denial, I'm immortal.
He places his very elaborate
River
metal
in
mask
Egypt.
on his face and he
What's a
begins
river in
speaking.
Egypt?
His
thinking
words,
of the river
at least
Styx.
to you guys,
It's
are
Dina.
alien and unknowable. They boom into the world like localized thunder. For several minutes, he just keeps speaking as his mouth moves behind the mask to reach the different pipe mouthpieces you can see that are attached around his lips. By the end of it, you can see that the corners of his mouth have torn and his gums are a little bloody. Finally, with one last syllable, you feel magic grab all of you like a vice, and with a boom of displaced air, you're somewhere else.
My
Look-
skin is itchy.
It's very itchy.
This is different than my shadow magic, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
This is very
I don't
different
like
than your
it. I
shadow
don't like
magic.
it.
Why am I not wearing any pants? No.
Some things just don't make it through.
That's a you thing.
Looking around, you recognize where you are. You're back outside Wheelbarrow Mine. This time, you're within the no trespassing area. Nearby, you can see the flattened bodies of the bloodless. Benjamin Mason immediately begins speaking again. This time, his words are low and quiet. It's not thunder, it's more like a barely audible whisper at the edge of your hearing, like a breathy tickle at your ears. You would recognize this as him using like the twisted, hidden meanings of the words and like playing with hidden depth and meaning. After a moment, he stops and says, "We are not undetectable, more like we're quiet, subdued. Do your best to be quiet and not disturb your surroundings excessively."
I'm just gonna go into that classic. I am big and not very sneaky, trying to be sneaky position.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bumblebee, you know that?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Any other questions for him before we get moving into this?
Are we just inside the fenced zone, or
We're
are we
right next
pretty
to the
close?
fence.
You're
to
pretty
the-
close to like the crumbled entrance to the
Okay.
mine.
Okay.
It's kind of built into like a rocky outcropping. There's crashed rubble. There's fulgurites in the ground. There's craters in the ground. There's the smushed bodies of the bloodless.
Can I use my magic to alter my, like, heighten my senses?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Do I have to roll?
What is your dice pool size? Let me see here. Let's go to both of these. So that'd be 3 plus 8 is 11 plus reason. Yep. You do high magic, so your duration is 1 minute base, or plus 1 minute per every hit you devote to it. So what are you thinking you want to increase?
I think probably in this situation, probably hearing.
We'll just call that general boost to observation.
Okay.
So roll your dice pool for adverbs.
Adverbs?
Yeah. So reason plus arcane magic plus adverbs.
Okay. That's 5, 8 plus 1. I'm looking for 4 up, or 3 up.
4 or higher. 4 and higher.
Oop. Something dropped back down.
Not just me. I made an entire table to catch dice, you guys.
Just have the mouse over that way.
Shoot, that's a 5.
What time were you guys thinking?
Probably whenever we're done.
Ugh.
Like 6-ish.
Nope. That's a fumble.
7-ish.
Oh, it's a fumble?
Yeah, it's 4 or higher, right?
To get a fumble, it has to be at least 50% or more dice are ones.
Oh, then no.
So it's not a fumble.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna bounce by 6, so we'll probably
I got
have to jump by that for
22.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but we're
Yeah.
just trying to
6.
see if like.
So you got 6 hits. So you could boost your observation by 6 for 1 minute, or you could do like 3 and 4 minutes, or every hit. You have to pick whether the 6 hits go towards like observation, increasing observation, or increasing the duration.
Um,
And you
I'll
can
just increase the observation.
okay. You got
Make it simple.
6 extra dice to observation for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so Benjamin Mason says, "I've used the twistings and manipulations of the words to subdue our footprint on the physical world. Think of it as almost incorporeality, almost non-physicality. We exist here in the physical world and can safely and normally interact with the world around us, but everything about us has been subdued. The brightness of our thoughts, the heat of our bodies, the impact of our weight on the ground. Nothing has been changed, just quieted to at least to certain forms of senses. So, I'm gonna wait for Mike to get back before I explain what's mechanically happening.
Mechanically.
I'm gonna grab some.
Let me just pause the recording for a minute.
Yeah.
As-
We're good.
All right, we're back. So, SD to players, Benjamin Mason has cast a powerful ward on your group to kind of hide you from the defenses. It's not completely foolproof, and it can wear away based on your actions in some of the situations you'll find yourself down there. Whenever the war timer reaches 0, you'll face active attacks intended to kill you instead of just passive defenses like traps, locked doors, that kind of thing. And it will also take several minutes to bring the ward up again. Benjamin Mason's main role is to keep the ward up and running, and aside from occasionally answering your questions, keeping it functioning is all he'll do. If you want him to, he's very powerful. He has over 20 dice in his basic magic pool. If you want him to do anything with that, he can probably accomplish it, but he has to take his attention away from the ward, which will reduce the effectiveness of the ward. When the ward drops, he can recast it, but you'll always be attacked when the ward drops. And because this place has started to adapt to his magic, it will be less effective when he recasts it. Right now, it's at 15.
I like
Is
this
that like
mechanic.
a duration, or is that going down?
That is the strength of the ward because
Okay.
he's currently maintaining. It's not something he cast and just lets sit.
Okay.
It has no duration except actions in here reducing it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Also, you guys didn't really dig into what the benefit of doing this would be, but one of the things he would have said is that theoretically, these anchors, you could hide them here, which would be a layer of defense preventing your average Joe from stumbling onto them. That was one of the follow-up things he would have said. I don't know. I must not have just put my notes in the right spot, but
That tracks with your rules.
it does. But that is a case he would have made to help entice you guys to this, in addition to helping you with the bloodless, your mental defenses, and in the castle. This place has defenses you could put the anchors in, and then the defenses of this place would protect the anchors from
Well, I was
random
thinking
threat.
that as it was part of the problem, not a solution
It
to
could,
fix the
it
problem.
could, it could also be part of the problem. You may find out things.
I
You
mean,
may see things.
It's a big world and it's old. There could just be a whole lot of nasty stuff
Like the mind
that
goblin.
have no connection to each other's.
So, all right.
The other goblets from the other time they had war with him.
They're all here.
Steve was here, or Jeff was here.
So,
Jeff the Stack.
all right. Benjamin Mason has just cast his word. He said, try to be quiet. Try not to affect your surroundings a lot. And then he follows with, unfortunately, to gain entry into the mine, we must be noisy. And then he starts speaking more loud words of power. And all this rock and debris choking the entrance of the mine kind of turns to mud and flows away. Like a controlled avalanche of mud and flowing stone.
Can I try to change the nature and make it quieter?
You could. That wouldn't do anything because this is tripping the ward because he's disturbing the actual area.
Okay.
The ward is reducing by 1 because of clearing it out.
I'm just trying to figure out what my powers are. So.
No, I'm talking
Reality manipulation.
With all the
Pretty
debris
much.
smoothed away from the mine, it looks fairly standard. There's a shaft cut straight into the rock, and there's an interior. There's a couple tracks for mine carts and stuff to ship ore and rock out. You can see support beams in varying states of disrepair and stability. There are remains of lanterns and hanging cables for them. There's fallen tools, overturned mine carts. This is a mine. Mason leads you into a central chamber on the first level of the mine. And it's very dark. He begins speaking more words, and unless you all resist, those of you without dark vision now have dark vision. You can also, of course, pop out torches, lanterns, that kind of thing, but you all have dark vision, which halves the penalty for low light. Which is In complete darkness, burden 6, halved to burden 3 on anything related to vision. You can also see that the words etched around the eye holes on Mason's mask have begun to kind of like glow faintly. So, now that you can kind of see your surroundings, you're in a big central chamber with tunnels chewed into the rock around you, kind of like spokes of a wheel. In one portion of the room, there's a big boiler and a steam engine with stacked firewood next to it. Everything's covered with kind of like dust and debris and stuff, but you can easily see that, hey, this is a big steam engine boiler. There's a pile of wood. There's a crate of coal with barely any coal left in it. In another spot are some crates of pickaxes and shovels and helmets and general gear for digging. In another corner of the room are a bunch of broken tables and chairs, like it was sort of a meeting or lunch spot for workers. In the center of the room is a very large industrial lift that seems to have been powered at one point by the steam engine. Structurally, it appears intact, and it's large enough that you could all fit a small steam lorry or wagon and horse team on it. It looks like it has clamps on the floor to like lock mine carts into. There's a control panel on the lift itself with a lever, and in faded red paint you can see the 4 labeled positions of up, neutral, down, and brake. The lever is currently locked onto brake. Mason looks around the room and says, "Are any of you knowledgeable about steam engines? I believe I can use the words to make the engine and lift function, but pulling my attention away from the warding effect is unwise, and I would prefer to rely on the mechanisms already in place here."
I don't know.
What
maybe-
kind of... Steve, this seems like a you thing.
I was just gonna say, I'm being a junk collector. Maybe I wouldn't know how to.
Yeah, you could probably go over and poke around at it.
I mean, out of the group of us, it seems like...
Let's get a reason.
There was some blood on there to grease the wheels.
Are steam engines like a common thing in the world?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's gonna be like engines loud.
Give me a reason plus perception investigation.
Reason. What was it? Reason plus what?
Reason, perception, investigation.
So 4. 2. And then I'll roll.
Why don't you use that one, too?
Well, I gotta re-roll 2. So
I know, but let's use that one, too.
that sucked. 2.
2 hits? Okay. Steam engines.
It'll be one of those days.
Yep.
So you don't know, unless you do know about steam engines. Does Steven know about steam engines?
Steven would absolutely know about steam engines.
I mean, being a junk collector, I probably
Yeah,
would.
all right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Steam engines, pretty basic. Boiler, firebox, heat boiler, create steam, move something. And that seems to be the setup here. Once you get the boiler going, once you get pressure built up, steam is going to start being able to be used for moving the lift. You don't know how it's all interconnected. There are tons of pipes and cables and stuff, but you think that if there's water in the boiler and you can get a fire going, you can probably get it working.
You said that he could use his magic to get it working.
Yeah.
Could I use my magic to get it working as well?
I think so.
Can I attempt?
My only concern would be the duration of the effect and it not working when you're
Oh, I see.
down the shaft.
Can I? Alright, maybe not necessarily get it working, but can I maybe like get it to be
You said there was
quiet?
fire and firewood, right? And coal,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is how old is the wood? It's probably 50 years old. And
which
then
means
plus-
it'll burn better.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think you guys could, either one of you could make it the whole process quieter.
We should try that.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I'll, I guess we got firewood. We'll use the firewood. Is there any like obvious area where there might be like to feed the wood into?
Yeah, there's like a standard firebox with like a grate on it, like you would see on
Okay.
like a locomotive or something, or some other sort of steam engine.
So we'll load up the wood and I'll go in and just
Sure, water in there.
shoot some fire in there.
Okay. You guys light it up. The firebox is burning. Hopefully there's water in the boiler because those explode.
Is there a
what I
boiler
was-
nearby?
Yeah, the boiler's nearby.
That's
You
what
open it up, there's
Well, I can
water
be
in there,
doing
but it
that.
smells real
Yeah,
rank.
I mean, you could.
I
I
Steve
can,
could be
I can
checking
probably
that
say
out.
I know how it works. Maybe
Okay.
I just don't know. Maybe the stuff isn't. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, everything's here, but
Between the group of you, the boiler, the steam engine, the boiler, that's all functioning. You put fuel in it, you light it on fire, it'll start functioning. If you guys want to get it quiet, It would be reason, arcane magic, antonyms. It would
Are
be,
we still in the -3 or whatever because it's dark?
No,
It's not sight based.
I think the firebox igniting would create enough light. Plus, it's not sight-based, you're just throwing a field of quiet.
Is chaos or?
It would be order because you're changing how sound works.
Okay, that's fair.
Not good. 5.
5?
Wow, that is also 5.
Okay. Alright.
Your roll is better than mine.
I also rolled 16.
What's your dice? What's your dice pool, Austin?
I have it maxed out.
Oh, maxed out.
Okay. Alright. So, you get it working, you immediately notice that the boiler is, and the firebox and everything are quieter than normal. You have succeeded in subduing it. Mr. Mason, in between quiet whispered words, says, "That was a very smart idea, gentlemen." After a couple
Me and
minutes,
not a high five.
And there goes the.
With my heightened ears, I'm like, why are you shouting?
Steven, after several minutes, you think that there's enough pressure built up, enough steam built up to operate the lift successfully. So,
The gauge is working good.
We got pressure.
oh yeah, that's right. There would be a
doesn't
pressure
move.
gauge. There would probably be a heat gauge and a pressure gauge to ward about failures and make sure everything's pressurized. Okay, I didn't think of that. Whoopsies.
Apparently,
Maybe they
neither
didn't think
did
of
the
it either.
engineer that put this together.
See, that's why I rolled a 2.
Maybe
Know
they
how
didn't
it
think of
works.
it either.
I just got cold hands.
We just started a bomb,
Fumbly.
guys. There's no pressure.
We'll just lure them out. We'll drain the
All right.
We'll drain the water.
So there's the lift. It's got 4 positions. Do you guys want to pull the lever and get moving?
I'm assuming it's already up.
It's
Well,
in the
it's on
up position.
break.
It's on break right now at the top level where you guys are.
Well, he's done this before. Where do we need to go to get?
We need to go all the way to the bottom.
I guess that's what we do.
Not
Cut the
Right?
strap. Hey, cut the
So
cable.
it can go up, down, break, and what else?
Neutral, where it just disengages.
And free fall.
Which I think it would make it fall completely.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Why is that a
Horrible
setting?
option to have.
Right?
We're just gonna go ahead and skip past neutral, right, boys?
Ignore neutral.
Well, in order
Well,
to go-
when I
go
when I
up,
was
we have to go
constructing
through
the I was
neutral.
like, well, what if it breaks? They would need a way to get everything off of the tracks, and that was kind of what I thought neutral would be like. It disengages like the connecting
okay.
mechanisms, so that
Oh,
they
that's
would be able
fair.
to more easily pull it off.
Like they'd have something under it to like a fork.
I was thinking like drawers where they usually have like latches on the runners to like
Okay.
pull them
Oh,
completely.
that
I
off.
think it's
sense.
reasonable that it's there, but it says gotta say like danger, do not use.
Right, like there should be locked or something closed.
It
You know,
says
forward
boss,
key or
boss
something.
switch. The boss is on there.
And doesn't mean neutral, it means now.
My patience for researching things I put into D&D involves reading 3 paragraphs of 1 article, no more.
That's more than I've ever done.
I'm inclined to agree. That's more than I've ever done. Nado will tentatively like put one foot on and put pressure on it.
Feels nice and sturdy.
Nado is scared of elevators.
Supports your weight completely. You all get on there. It doesn't shift or creak or anything. It's very solidly connected. You can see cables running up along the 4 corners. You can see metalwork like runners holding it onto the cables. Everything looks like it's in decent repair.
Bach, Shadow jumps up to Nana's shoulders and puts some like shadowy tendrils around his arms and says, "I got you, buddy."
Is there like a ceiling mesh kind of thing?
No, it's just open.
Platform. Platform with
Just
4
a platform.
posts.
It's a platform, 4 posts, and a little railing that would be really easy to trip over.
Okay, Nada's gonna just death grip one of the posts.
Okay. So,
Dry rotted. Pops in your hand.
there's a massive lip jerk as the lift engages and a crunch somewhere below you, but it starts smoothly descending. There are large mile markers in faded white paint on the walls of the shaft. As the lift moves down, you pass other lower levels that have been excavated into like open chambers with like the wheel spoke tunnels. But after 10 minutes or so, you pass mile marker 1, and after that point, there are no more excavated rooms. A few minutes after you pass, you pass mile marker 1 at about the 10-minute mark. At about 10 minutes after that, you pass mile marker 2. Your bonus to perception is long past. A few minutes after you pass mile marker 2, there's a screech and a tearing metallic noise, like shearing metal from somewhere above you. The lift speeds up real fast, real quick. Sparks start flying from the runners that are attached to the cables. And you can see a cable of some kind. One end of it is frayed and it's kind of dangling and whipping around above your heads. What do you do?
Silence!
All the shadow straps that I have keeping Nana to me, and I try to wrap it in shadow magic and shadow stuff and see
the
if
lift
I can,
itself or
the cable.
The cable?
Well,
I'm gonna. Well, he's doing that. Nana's just like death clamping on both hands on that post.
on the post you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change his perception to be like a pleasant like meadow of flowers or something.
No, we don't want him jumping around.
I'm innately resistant to magic.
so I just see is there a?
I think you got the right idea.
Can I try to tie these cables together, or is the one end completely out of sight gone?
If you talk, Steven knows a little bit about how mechanical things work because he's a junk collector.
Yep.
I think Steven would see, oh, that cable's the problem. We need to grab that, and I think he would convey that information.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you were going on the right idea.
All right. I see the cable. Say, I'm gonna try to grab that. What do I do with it?
Well, you're attached
Hold it.
to Nana.
Yeah,
Hold
hold
it.
it. Okay.
Well, technically,
The way you worded it first, it sounded like you were attaching the straps from Nana to the cable.
For sure.
Out of game, I thought that was a great idea because Nana was already death clamped on. I think it's our best option,
7
personally.
hits.
7 hits? Okay. You pull on that cable. You don't know what it's connected to, but there is it starts slowing.
Okay.
It's slowed enough that crashing to the bottom of the shaft is not going to kill you, but you're still going to take damage when you hit the bottom.
So we're still rapidly.
I feel like I need to connect this to. What do I connect it to? At the one end, right?
Yeah.
What do I put this to?
to the floor, to the floor, connect to the floor, right? Yeah.
Can I like create like iron spikes or something for him to like latch it onto? Like
Yeah.
wedged in the.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
No, make some pillows on the bottom. Featherfall.
That's what I was wondering. but-
Featherfall object.
That'd be the physical, right?
Yep, that would be nouns.
Right. Got 2 6s. And I'll reroll those. 9.
Okay. What are these spikes? Are you like? What are these spikes doing?
I'm trying to wedge them into like the shaft where you can wrap around the cord.
Okay.
So like a bar from wall to wall or something?
Yeah, something that he could like wrap the cord around with his
Okay.
tendrils.
Okay. I think that slows it sufficient. I think that plus the shadow stuff, tendrils, is enough to sufficiently slow it to a normal speed.
Okay.
Did we make it all the way to the bottom, or are we now just hanging there on this elevator stuck?
I think you're just slowly descending at this point.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Let's say we stop. I would slowly release more shadow stuff to kind of
Yeah, I think
ease us down if I can.
yes. I think that would be better. That would be better.
Nightcrawler and Spider-Man, pretty fucking awesome.
Between the multiple forms of magic way of flying, you make the lift descend slowly. Skip all the stuff about the crashing lift.
Well, that was uncomfortably close.
Hey guys,
Crack, crack.
I don't think we're gonna get back up.
So
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
I'll just create a
I know
rocket.
you're new here, both of these. But look, we always figure it out.
Things have a tendency to work out.
Yeah.
all
We
right.
got here by magic. We can get out by magic.
With a thump of displaced dirt and dust, the lift descends to the bottom of the shaft. You,
all the way to the bottom.
unlike the levels miles above you, there's no excavated chamber. There's no spokes of tunnels. The walls are just crudely hacked stone, wide enough for maybe one or two of you, or Nana alone, to kind of pass through. Nana, you have to kind of crane your head to stand upright.
Nana's gonna hug the wall.
Would it be just like?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
No, I mean like literally hug it because he's happy.
He's happy.
It's not
Okay.
moving anymore.
Make intuition plus perception observation checks for me.
Right. 1, 3, 6.
Damn. I rolled 4 4s,
4 4s.
but I only win on 5s and 6s.
Oh.
I got 3.
Or
Yeah,
3
3.
4s. I rolled all 4s.
Oh, of course, too. Mine count.
Yeah.
4.
I was
4.
gonna get too much out of that.
Wait, hold on.
Personally,
Intuition.
it was worth taking that.
Intuition, which is 2 for you. I think. Nope, that's Bach. Intuition is 1 for you. Perception is 1 for you. You have nothing in observation. So
What's funny is I got 3 in my nature. Because my background was
5.
plant was
5. All right.
Said it, but at least half the dice are 1.
plants.
Yeah.
Like,
The other one was a
Like
1.
flowers.
I rolled the single.
You don't notice anything.
Okay.
I rolled the single
Um,
straight.
You got a 4.
My first roll of the
4,
game.
okay.
Or the session.
So it's quiet down here. There are no yells, no alarms, no magical creatures attacking you. Just Benjamin Mason quietly muttering words under his breath. You notice that one of the fallen timbers that once formed, one of the fallen timbers down here,
Like it fell like in the side of the cave, or did it fall from?
it's
like,
just
above?
you don't know how it got there. It's just
Okay.
a timber broken at the bottom of the shaft. Maybe
Okay.
it was from somewhere up above. It doesn't look like freshly destroyed. It's not a missing piece of your lift. You see carved into it under a layer of grime and dust is Ethan was here.
What the fuck's Ethan?
What the fuck do we eat ice cream?
Between muttered words with a capital W, Mason says, "There is but one path. Let us proceed." You guys, I assume, follow the rough tunnel, and it kind of hits what appears to be a wall of silvery metal at an angle. There's a wall, and it kind of comes at the wall like this.
Is it like still the single or double wide tunnel, or is it kind of widened out? As
It's
it
not
gets to
the
that wall?
tunnel. The tunnel is remaining about the same size. It's
Okay.
the single wide. But it comes to an area that has been excavated around this
That's,
silver wall.
That's what I'm asking.
The silvery metal is completely smooth and unmarred. There's no scratches or scuffs, no rock grit or dust adhere to its surface. Those of you with hair notice that as you get within a couple inches of the wall, your hair like starts standing up, like on the back of your neck, on your arms.
Got the goosebumps.
Now it's gonna go up to it. Though.
It's itchy. It's itchy. Extremely itchy.
Well, it's because it's magic, right?
Yes.
That's why, okay.
Yes.
And the longer you stand there, the more you can kind of feel like it's almost like your teeth are starting to hurt. Like there's some there's some electrical hum or something
Something
going
like
on here.
somebody putting the nails.
Yeah,
in
like
the
you can
board.
feel it in your teeth almost.
Yeah,
Now
it's
it
making
starts
me
using
give
the rough
goosebumps
walls
now.
a back scratcher.
Mason says the wall is not dangerous to touch. I know that from previous experience with this area. The metal can be damaged, but it takes a great deal of force to do so, and the wall rapidly repairs itself. There will be a door approximately 100 feet down. And you follow the excavated path, presumably, and sure enough, there is a metal door set into the wall. It's just it's almost just like a seam, like a.
Wait, you said the wall repairs itself? Can I, see if I can chip something off?
Your nail doesn't do anything to it.
No.
You said it takes a really hard amount of. So we're coming in from that opening.
No, you're
We're coming to the
down on the end, closer to Kevin.
okay.
That the door I just described is that door there.
Okay.
There's no handle, no lock. It's just a seam where mostly rectangular but kind of curved at the top. Door is. The door is tall enough that Nana would just kind of have to duck his head a little bit to pass through. It's wide enough that he could easily step through it. Mason says, "We were able to use our words to fool the door and allow us entry when we first encountered this place. We were able to use words that manipulated life essence to confuse it into thinking we were designated as creatures that were allowed to enter."
I don't have that feat.
Is he gonna know that now, though?
does learn.
If it
Or
adapts.
But what's the creature that's supposed to be in there? So I'm
Ethan?
saying, how did he fool it?
He fooled like the magic area. Like
I ask him. I mean, I say like, so. Do you think your life essence will work again or no?
It's hard to say without testing it.
Can you? I have cold essence, shadow stuff. He has
I'm pretty good with life essence.
blood. Yeah. Is it life essence that blood magic focuses on?
Life and chaos. For
Chaos life. It's the 4 essences.
I'm trying to think of new essences. You know. So mine's not. What essence is cold shadow stuff?
Cold would be like if cold
Is that
had an essence,
entropy?
it would be entropy. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'd say that like I can potentially use entropy. He also has
He
chaos.
says Mason would say, based on our previous encounter, the door seemed like it was made to sense a particular individual or group of individuals and allow specifically them entry. This is why we used life essence to confuse it. We didn't cast anything on the door. We cast it on us, the miners, and myself.
You can attempt to do that.
Yeah,
I could punch
Yeah,
it.
let's try it.
you could punch it. Do you guys want to before we start casting magic? Do you guys want to like do basic perception, observation, investigation?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
probably a good
Go
idea.
ahead.
Can I? Would you allow me to sixth sense that? See if I sense
I'm
anything.
gonna.
If that's worse off, I still think I'd rather use that while everything.
I got I did
I'm gonna
good.
amplify my.
What's that?
I'm gonna amplify my perception again.
Okay.
Same thing before.
Yeah.
I got 5, but specifically for sixth sense.
Okay.
4, 5, 6. I got 6, and that was with
3,
observation.
4.
So, Steven, you're kind of looking at the door. You're approaching the door. Like, how does this look? Are you looking at the seam? Are you feeling the seam? What exactly does your investigation look like?
I'm looking at the door to see if there's like.
You touch the door and it just opens.
Nah.
The
Wait, what are you in Kalash?
Yeah.
the top of the door just kind of like the door from the top first. It just kind of starts flowing down, revealing this first 15 by 25 chamber.
I was good. I was
Can we
gonna
all
touch it
just
too.
follow in with him?
Yeah.
Stay by the door.
A couple of you get through. Oh, you're not Kalesh anymore. Never mind.
No.
Like it starts to try and close like when you get further away from it, but you guys notice it enough like you can approach it and like shepherd them through the door.
Follow me. I am home.
Steven dies out here. We're stuck.
Better protect my ass.
Yeah.
Word.
Benjamin Mason looks at Stephen and says, "You are not a caster of any kind, are you?
No,
Are you? How old are you?
I don't remember.
You're a young Kalesh, so you're
Yeah.
probably less than 100.
Yeah.
That could it. He doesn't really know. I think he's kind of coming to the grips with like thinking that he made it through because he's Kalesh. I think that's what he's saying. Mason is thinking, and I think he would verbalize that I think it might have responded to you because you're Kalesh. I don't know why, but your people are an ancient race that have lived in Carthank and many other continents for many millennia.
When you remember when you opened these doors originally, does it feel like a Kalesh life essence is what you may have used?
I
I don't know how life essence magic works. Please keep that in mind.
My cohort, Mr. Shore, found the pattern that was able to use his magic to find the pattern that the door was expecting, and we just replicated that pattern in ourselves and the miners. We
Don't know what it was.
we don't necessarily know what it was. It was just the particular pattern of life essence that the sensors were expecting in the store.
Interesting.
I was gonna ask that if he was a Kalesh too, but he didn't change it.
No, I changed it to human.
Oh.
And Nana just nods along like he's pretending to understand whatever you're talking about.
Outdoors. Yeah.
Wish I had no cookie.
Cookie! You guys, you find yourselves in a small chamber. It's a little crowded in here. The floor and wall and ceiling are all silvery metal. The room itself is about 15 feet wide, 25 foot long, and about 10 feet tall. There's a long, faded brown carpet that extends from the door you just came through to a similar door opposite the chamber, on the opposite end of the chamber. On the right and left-hand walls are benches and chairs, as well as like a couple two-person tables.
So we're in here.
Yes, you are in that room, which is a lot smaller with your minis in it than I thought when I was writing this all out.
Because we're 5 foot squares, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So just pretend it's big enough to fit tables and chairs.
Okay. It is. We're just single file.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Plus Nana.
Plus Donna.
Stepping around, shimmying.
On the right and left-hand walls are benches and chairs. Scattered around the room are corpses. About a dozen corpses that appear to be miners. They're all human, dressed in rugged work clothes, seem to be carrying picks and shovels and a lot of tools and other mining gear. God, that room's tiny for all of this. Whoops. Looks like a couple had knives and swords and some older style pistols as well. The air here is dry, the chamber is sealed, and the corpses are about 50 years old, so there's no like active rot or putrefaction.
So, like, are they mostly bone then, or
Like
Desiccated.
desiccated.
so, like, mummified?
Yeah, mummified.
Okay. Well, they don't take up as much room.
There's one non-minor corpse. The corpses.
How old are they then?
Well, if they're minors, they're under 18.
The bodies and the clothing are covered in scorch marks, like there are scorch marks scattered on them.
That's what happened here.
What are these?
What?
Quick observation before you continue. What are these chairs and benches made out of?
Looks like wood, maybe.
Okay.
Hey, I can actually take a check on that.
What? Looks like wood?
It's nature. If it's made of wood, it's nature. I got one.
Okay. You start looking at the chair, and you break it, and reveals that it's not wood. It's like paneling put on like the surface to look like wood, but it's like some like slightly slick material. You're not familiar with what it is, but it's solid.
Okay, now I'm more confused.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm helping.
So what I was...
There's one more corpse I have to describe.
Okay, describe.
It's gonna reveal everything.
There's one non-minor corpse, kind of in the center of the 12 minor corpses,
Pedophile.
like they were mobbed around it. It's a metal torso that's kind of fused with the floor, like where the hips would be, is the floor, and it's just a torso reaching up out of the ground. The metal torso appears to be of the same silvery metal as the walls, but it's tarnished, oxidized. There's a minor spot, like fully buried in its neck. It's sort of, I guess you guys are magical enough that you would describe it as like a golem, like a man-sized golem coming up out of the floor.
Nana just describes it as creepy.
The last thing you notice in the room, maybe because it's out of everyone's eye line except for Nana, are 8 like cannons of silvery metal that descend on metal arms and thin cables from the ceiling at the end of the room
By the door.
by the door. Yeah,
They're cannons, you said? Like,
they're very narrow cannons, like slightly bigger than
Okay.
rifles, but
See, that's what I think they're flamethrowers.
Still more cannon than gun.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
That's why I said, is everything made out of wood? Like,
and they
'cause, like,
slowly
these benches
pan
are-
left and
It's
right
like an airlock.
across the room.
Yes.
so they're active.
Mason says this is
Yes,
where the
that's
first
exactly
encounter
what
with the defenses occurred. The miners entered, the guns on the ceiling fired white beams of heat and force, and the metal golem began climbing up out of the floor material as if the floor was birthing it. My associate, Perry Matlock, was able to find a word that severed the golem's connection to the defenses and stopped it in its tracks, as you can see before you. The door on the far end operates similarly to the door we just came through.
You're going first on everything.
I am home.
Where
Boy,
is,
am I glad we brought a Kalash.
where is Steven in the room?
How
I'm in
convenient.
the
He's
back.
in the front.
I'm in the back
He's in
as
the
of
front.
right now.
Push him to the front.
Well, yeah, because I had to
Box
be
shadow jumps.
Because I had to be by the door, so it would be.
Yeah, but then now you're making your way.
Did you just shadow jump me without my consent?
He was polite and he opened the door and let everyone else into the room and he stayed back by the door.
Tip.
Depends on how long we live or not.
Nah,
Like
tries
that.
to push you over.
That Midwest weird where it's like they're still like 100 feet away and he's like holding the door wide open.
Yeah, but so the thing is too is when
There's
I'm
that
thinking,
awkward hustle up.
So, but my thing is okay. Here's another. Maybe Kalash gets you through the first door, and then a different creature gets you into the second
There's only
door.
one way to find out.
Do you guys want to poke and prod around the room and the bodies at all, or do you just want to go to the next
Oh
room?
yeah, collect junk collector. Hell yeah, I'm going through old shit.
Will you draw 2 and 3
I will.
if there's room?
There is.
Uh oh, you've been here too long. Yep, I hear it burning.
Ominous crackling.
Uh-huh.
So, Stephen, as you're poking and prodding around the room, you brush up against one of the walls, and a door opens, revealing those 2 rooms. 2 doors open, revealing those 2 rooms.
Nice.
Would you like to go into the rooms?
Sure. With caution.
Can I ask if he's seen these 2 rooms before?
Yes, he confirmed that they had got into... sorry, misunderstood your question. He did not see these rooms.
Okay. So this is all new territory for him.
Yes, Mason would say those rooms were not here when we were last here. If you were to peek your head in them, Stephen, and the rooms are both the same, so this description works for both of them. The door flows down to reveal a small chamber with 4 large chairs in it, large enough for you to sit comfortably in. Little big for like a human to sit in comfortably. And too small for Nana to sit in comfortably. Looking in the room, you can see that despite the wall being about a foot thick, the wall facing the room you're all in right now is see-through, and it shows that room perfectly illuminated. You can see what's going on in that room,
So it's basically like a
like a security post almost.
okay, like or what is that?
One-way
mirror?
glass, one-way mirror, one-way
Yeah,
glass.
yeah.
There's a countertop of silvery metal against the wall facing the entry room. Like if you sat at it, you could rest your elbows relatively comfortably on the countertop that's there. On the counter at each of the 4 chairs is a small vertical silver rod that you could grasp with a hand. And to the left of each little rod is a large, faintly glowing white button. And to the right of each rod is a small circular hole about the width of a goblin pinky.
I guess I grabbed.
Why does it gotta be goblin sized?
Because it's very small.
I grabbed one of those.
Just start jerking around.
Well, just like not like.
Weird that that's your first instinct when
Yeah, I
you see
was
a
just
rod
like-
sticking up.
Yeah.
That's not very weird for John.
So,
I didn't even spit my water out. So I expected it.
you're moving one of these levers, and you notice that one of the guns up on the ceiling is also moving in time with your direction.
So somebody must have been in the room.
Or it's a manual override.
I don't know if you heard, Kevin, but the wall facing the entry room is a one-way glass, despite the wall being a foot thick.
So I'm gonna go look in the other.
That's interesting.
What did it say? Would I be looking at both rooms then?
Yeah, this is the same thing you find in both rooms.
So
4
is it-
chairs, 4 rods, 4 buttons, and a little hole. 4 little holes.
What's the
So I'm gonna let go of the rods
Okay.
and like peek out. Are those cannons still moving?
The only movement they're doing now is just slowly.
Oh, they
heading
were
back
just
like a
slowing.
sentry
Okay,
post.
so
Yeah.
now this was okay.
Then it started to move quickly and in time with
Okay.
your motions.
Um,
Can you
You also
see
felt like a tingle as you touched
is
the
it
rod.
magic? So both like I'm assuming one works one cannon
Yep,
and
they
then
all seem to be paired to a cannon. guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
That makes me tingle. It's the tingle that got me. Yeah.
Careful, you'll make the cannons fire.
If any,
ah, put your finger in the hole.
if any of you non-flesh were to touch any of the rods, you would feel the tingle, but the cannons would not move in response to your movements.
So my question is, But I don't know what my lore is, so I guess I've probably not ever heard.
There's a hole the size of a goblin finger, and there's weird, like, rod-shaped things next to it.
And then there's a button. A faintly
So
glowing
it doesn't
white
fit his finger,
button. No.
but this is clearly something that Kalesh have.
Can I see through it, like into it?
Like,
Into the hole?
There's
Yeah.
only
Let's see the
one
hole.
other appendage that a Kalesh
Yeah.
could have. That
You start playing with the little hole.
I'm hoping it's big
a little. And you realize that there's a little clear plug in it, almost like clear wax. It's kind of slippery to the touch, and it's like almost
that
like
is what
wax.
it is.
It has a little nub on it that allows you to pull it out of the hole.
I pull the nub.
you're,
Red Rocker different.
you're supposed to rub the.
Pull it.
Bach pulls the nub, and you can see little raised ridges of silvery metal in the hole, as well as what looks like polished copper alongside the ridges of silver.
It's ribbed for pleasure.
It's ridged for her.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh, but you do.
You want to touch it? Stick your finger in there.
Touch it.
Why is it gotta be Goblin Pinky size?
Touch it.
I mean, anyone could fit the tip of their tongue in there.
Flick the bean. Come on.
I make a little stick out of shadow stuff and poke it in there.
Nothing happens.
It's gotta be organic material.
Alright, I put my pinky in.
You take 1 point of electricity damage.
Sounds about right.
Damn it!
Yay!
To my physical hit points?
Yes.
Okay. You never know. This feels mentally
You said
discouraging
there was a
too.
button. So there was a button too.
Yeah, there's a white glowing button next to each.
Well, that's
rod.
probably
So
the
I'm gonna-
spice
You're
of
just
the
gonna
cake.
turn it out?
I'll tell everybody to clear the room. Then I point the
How?
cameras away or the cannons and then I push the button.
You push the button. You give the button a press, and suddenly a screaming alarm starts going off, and a voice in a foreign language starts repeating a phrase. Stephen, you would recognize the voice as speaking in very archaic and formal version of Jalruzvad, which is the language of Kalesh.
Yeah.
Intruders, mobilize all defenses. Tier 1 response. You hear Benjamin Mason stop muttering quiet words and say, shit, as his ward evaporates, and 5 constructs of silvery metal flow up out of the floor in the entry room.
Yeah, but
So put Stephen in one of the side rooms,
I thought we were all out of there.
yeah, we're already at.
and now find a spot to put 5 constructs.
Where I was putting my finger in the hole. Where were those
You
in the
would be
side
with
You
rooms?
could be in the other room.
Okay.
Well, he'd be with me though, right? If I was telling him.
I mean,
Sure.
the rooms are the same.
That's
You can
fine.
be wherever.
That's fine. We'll be in there. Okay. Where do the 5 constructs go?
Anywhere there's room.
Oh my god.
I'm using the things. As
Like, are they like fully
I see
out of the
5
thing, or they're
squares.
halfway
Like-
up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but for me being Kalesh, I want her to be like.
They rolled low on their initiative, though. I think it's only like 2 or 3.
You underestimate us. Overestimate us?
Hammers?
Yes.
That looks like
Maybe.
Tin Man.
Oh, nice. Somebody printed them.
Tin Man.
Did you hit all the buttons or just
3D
one
models.
button?
There was
Just
only
one
one
Fallout
button to
hammers
push.
and stuff.
There's
Never
4
mind.
buttons,
Yeah.
one next to each rod. Initiative time.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks.
I'm trying to think of what I can do as the Kalesh.
Initiative.
Do I know? So if I know Kalesh, can I
Put
say
one in
like
there
a
for
bunch
me,
of
too.
as in stop or yield or?
You could try.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do a
So
bunch
initiative is just roll.
Just
of. I
initiative.
yell cancel.
Initiative. There's an actual initiative thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4.
But it's intuition plus agility.
Okay.
So, I just rolled that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
I made the spreadsheet
yours.
automatically calculate that.
Yes, the spreadsheet should automatically calculate. Don't worry, these guys will be real easy.
So I got
You can
I
five
rolled
over,
4
see
and I
what
got
the
2
pictures
ones, so
they
I
did.
fumbled, but I got one hit.
Are these yours or one of the guys in your Discord?
I was shocked. Like, what the?
The guy that put that Reddit post up.
5.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. They turned out good.
I thought it was going to take a little longer for everybody to get their initiative.
So, you got 5. Okay, both of these got 5.
I got 4.
Nana got 2.
I'm also 2.
I'm assuming Boar would go before Nana,
Sure.
speed wise, or is that up to them?
I would.
It's up to you guys.
You go ahead.
What's your initiative? Like you're flat now. What's your agility?
2.
He goes first.
Steven got 1 and a fumble.
No, Furion is not here.
The 5 constructs got 3s. So, and then stagger them. Or behind. Yeah.
What?
So, stagger them as slower than 3.
Like this?
Yes. Thank you.
Interesting.
It's a good way to do it.
Okay.
Both of these.
What did I do when I yelled cancel?
Nothing.
I pushed. Well,
Are you still playing with the rods? Are you just playing with 1 or are you playing with all 4?
I thought there was only 2.
There's 4 in each room.
Oh, I'm just playing with the 2 because it's probably.
Okay. The 2 cannon, the 2 levers you're controlling are still forcing 2 cannons to move around wildly on the ceiling. The other 6 cannons are aimed at the party members now.
So the one button that I pushed that was the alarm is the same on all of them.
Is this door closed?
Yes.
Cool. That's what I wanted.
Still kind of learning my magic here, how it works. These are like silvery, the same silvery magic stuff that we've been seeing on the walls.
They look like it, yeah. Mason says the machines can be damaged by conventional means as well as magic. They are not as resilient as the walls.
Okay.
He wouldn't say machines, he would say golems.
Alright.
He is focusing on bringing up the ward again.
Is my hand like too big for that hole?
You could wedge just like the tip of your pinky into it.
I'll probably wait for my turn then.
I guess I'm going to like cast a lightning bolt and try to arc it with the spell manipulation. I'm gonna try to, because it's kind of like a small lure space. I'm gonna try to arc it to all of them, I guess.
Well, you can add the burst property, which would affect, I think, 3.
Amazing.
3. Okay.
Up to 3,
Oh,
Okay.
which would drop
And that is burden
2.
2. Okay. So I take 2 dice off. Would it be burden 2 still because it's high magic, or is it burden 1?
You still have to apply the. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you're high magic, so it would be burden 1 to affect.
Okay.
Let me.
There's enough talent you have to take too, I thought.
He's got the spell augmentation talent.
I have healing specialist, spell augmentation talent, masked speaker, and heretical masked speaker.
Come on, talent. I miss having a mouse.
It's better than a mass sphincter.
Yeah.
Do you want a mouse?
No, that's fine. So, I need supernatural talent and spell.
There's an offer the one that's in my backpack.
Spell modification. Okay, here we go.
It was a 6
So,
though.
was that?
It was a 6 though.
I didn't see it, so couldn't tell you. I couldn't buy or deny, but yeah.
Do I just need line of sight from my shadow magic work?
yeah. Generally.
So you can be through the glass.
Yeah, because it. I think because you have to reach into the Shadowlands with your hand to pull out shadow stuff to make into magic, I think you also need like line of effect as well as line of sight, so it can't like punch through a wall. It's like a wall blocks it. I think is how
Well,
that
what
works.
if I went underneath them?
Can't do that.
So I can't use my magic through this double pane glass.
The doors are open.
Correct.
You
But I
can't
want
go around
to.
the wall.
What you want?
You can't go around the wall. And the door's open.
Yeah, I mean the door's open. That's true.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, the door's open.
Which
No,
gives line of effect.
no, because the door only opens for you.
He's standing in front of the door, isn't he? Or is he not?
He's at the console.
So I'm stuck in here, not able to do jack shit.
You could shadow step.
No, I can't. He just said I can't.
You can't. Yeah, because this place would be reinforced against teleportation more so than the bank, so you can't just pop out and then pop in somewhere else.
That was my plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do it. Mm-hmm.
You're safe.
Okay.
So I spend my turn saying, "Thief, you open the fucking door!"
Hold on, I gotta put this button.
You didn't know what it was.
I spend my turn saying, "Steven, you have to open the door," and I delay. I don't know if that's a full action for me to use or not, but I'm gonna go after Steve now.
Okay, so since you're high magic and you have that talent, you target one creature, and then every 2 creatures after that is a burden of 1.
Okay.
So
So I could.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be minus 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you could still do like 13d.
So it would be one there. Because it's nouns, correct?
This would be nouns, like if you're creating electricity.
Is it 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Should be 12. So I have 5 for reason, 8 for arcane, and then 1 for nouns, and I'm burdening 1 for each.
Yeah, you're right.
So it'll be 12.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's my bad, Kyle. I didn't realize you weren't done with your turn.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
Come on, what the fuck are those dice?
7 the evil does.
5 successes and 7 rolls.
7 hits, that's 2 damage to each of them. I got 5
I
hits on my
literally roll
defense.
like 60 dice and I'll get like 4 hits.
Exactly.
Both of these bellows out booming words of power, and lightning
Yes.
arcs all over the room.
Sugan D's nuts.
It should be bolts. Sometimes you need bolts. For lighting.
It was the shocker.
Maybe it was ball.
Yeah, ball lighting.
Alright, who
That's
is...
one action, and then
Bach is...
It was Bach, and Bach said, "Steven, you gotta get me out of this fucking room!" And then delayed until after Steve's turn.
Okay.
And then I get slaughtered, and then it's my turn.
Now it's
First
the
bad guy.
One of those
first
guys.
bad guy, yeah.
First bad guy. Which one of them is closest to both of these?
This one probably, or this one. They're kind of the same distance.
Okay. One of them tries to punch both of these.
We'll say this one moves up then.
no, my
Three.
nuts.
He's a Chinchinian. Or not Chinian.
Why didn't that work?
He's only got 7 dice. This
He's
will
a
be against your
Balchinian or
defense
something, isn't
dodge
Yeah, Balchinian.
and agility.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Fucking crits on 4.
5, 6.
This is bullshit.
My defense is
8. It'll be agility plus defense plus dodge.
I got 3 for agility. Trying to find where the defense stat is on here.
It's on the skills under
Oh,
defense.
okay.
It's a skill issue.
And then do I add armor at all to that?
Your armor would affect it, yes, with a 2.
1, 2. It's dodge. Okay. Five.
He got 8 hits, so his punch smashes into you, deals 3 damage.
Okay.
Alright, that puts us at board.
Okay. I'm gonna try and shield myself of, or I guess enhance my senses of dodge
Okay,
as best as I can.
okay.
Where's the HP?
5 dice in there.
5!
I would just reroll.
Plus 10.
Holy shit.
And then do I have another action?
Yeah.
Then? I'll then attempt to.
I cast Fireball.
Well, yeah, I'll
Sounds about right.
I'll pool a gigantic, large ball of my blood, like kind of like above the golems, and let it rain down on them.
Okay. They roll.
Hey, you do whatever you need to. I'm safe in this room.
Okay, so
Here, let me help you with that.
The marker here.
and there's how many golems? There's 1, 2, 3, 4,
5?
5. So minus
Yeah.
2.
You said there was 4 in each.
Yeah.
And that one,
Yeah,
little
just
button.
6.
6. They take 3 each.
Electric button.
They're not making any noise. They're not reacting. They're taking the damage, and you can see that their silver carapaces are. They're not regenerating, but they are repairing themselves. But like, not like at like 1 hit point per round or anything like that. But they are trying to reform themselves. So they have the same property as the walls of rebuilding themselves, but it just takes longer.
Damn it! Who let the Necrons into fantasy?
That's why they're hiding there.
It's like they're like open right now.
They have signs of inner injury,
Okay.
but like there's no like inner workings.
Like no
or anything.
obvious like we can see
Like kinda
inside.
like
Yeah,
a
it's all
T1000.
solid silver. It's all solid silver. Like
Okay.
Like a T-1000.
yes, exactly. So, all right, next one. Move another one towards Bophides.
I don't think there's room for
If
that.
there's not room, there's not room.
There's
but
not really room.
Move one of them towards Boar.
There's already one by board.
All right.
One moves toward board, and there's 3 on board.
I picked a good spot in the corner. Next to the
Seven.
wall of meat.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, no,
4,
that's a good spot.
5.
I'm assuming I'm being attacked.
Yes, you're being
Okay,
attacked.
that's fine.
Can heal.
I only got 7 hits. So, hopefully.
I'm the tank.
Yeah.
I soak the damage.
I'm the support. If you can't be an athlete, be
Yeah.
an athletic supporter.
11.
11. Wonderful.
Okay with that.
Was he? He didn't move. He didn't have to move up to get to board, did he?
There was 2 already on him and 1
Okay.
moved up.
All right. So he's just going to take an action as an attack against 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's 2 actions a turn, right?
Yeah, 2 actions a turn.
I got 7.
Okay, you're fine.
4 more.
All right, Nana.
I'm gonna try to smack that one into the wall and that one too.
Okay.
We'll start with the one in front of what was his name again?
Both of these.
Both of these. I gotta get all 16 dice here in my hand. Unfortunate amount of ones.
I don't think it's too many, though.
That's quite a few.
It is a lot. It's not half your hits. So.
No, but I got 2 6s, so I get to. Not the average I was hoping for there.
It definitely isn't. Ouch!
So I got more 1s than I got hits.
But it's got to be.
50% of the dice pool has to be ones.
So you're
Okay.
good.
It was close.
The better you get, the much harder it is to
4 hits
crit
on him.
combo.
4 hits.
Yep.
He only got 3 hits on his defense, so that's 1 hit point. And then you're attacking another one. With
Yeah,
another-
let's see if this one gets any better. 2. This one's a bit better.
Not for me.
Not for him.
Much better. Roll again.
Yeah.
Our dice pulls looking good.
7 hits.
7 hits versus 2, that's 5 damage. You basically almost completely flattened this one.
Just-
And that brings us to another one.
Is that one dead or is he still there?
He's still got some.
Okay.
He looks like the T-1000 after he's taken several shotgun blasts from your fists.
From
So
one
he'll be
punch.
fine next turn.
Bah!
So he'll be fine next turn.
Right?
Yes. The one that Nana just smashed apart almost completely is going to take a swing at Nana. And get 1, 2, 3. 3 hits.
You're good.
Okay, he's going to take another swing to no effect whatsoever.
5 6s for the full holy.
No. Yeah, there were 5 6s.
Yeah, there was. I counted them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dodge.
Okay. Alright, that's cool. Steven!
Well, that was my first roll.
Oh.
I was still.
Jesus. I'm going to assume that the second hit doesn't hit.
No, I was just rolling, fishing for 6s at that point, which I didn't get any.
Steve.
Okay, so there's 4 controllers,
big-
and there's
but I'm
each
a
button
dodge tank.
has the same button next to each controller.
Yes.
And then there's that little thing you put your finger in.
The little beaner thing. I put my finger in the little.
My parents.
I mean, they only have
got a
7.
staff.
Oh, yeah,
What do you think about when you do that?
Not
Like,
a-
are you
trying to figure
Are you
out
trying to
to-
figure out how to
Nothing
use
but his
the
hands.
cannons to like laser
Feet.
shoot the
That's it.
guys?
Kind of, sort of, and or cancel the warning.
You take 1 point of electricity damage, and the laser fires out at the golem that Nana had almost killed and reduces it to slag.
Which one was that?
The
I don't know.
middle one right in front of
Middle
me.
one.
Not that one. Yep, that one.
So it kind of helped, but didn't help. Oh, so then,
Did you paint those up for this, or did you find
so then
them?
my move
I painted
action.
him up for this.
You have 2 actions. You can
Pretty
do that
cool
again.
Oh,
Nice.
am I actually physically moving it to the right thing too? I just don't want
We'll
it to
need
be
this for
random.
later.
It's not like this.
Okay.
You are controlling this.
Okay.
You have to take another point of electricity
No, that's fine.
damage.
Well, because my thing is after I do that, I'll move to the door, then let Bach out if he wants.
Is the door
to.
in the middle?
It's on,
It's down towards the end of the room.
This side.
so, but is there like each one of those has that same firing button?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because we're getting shocked because of the stupid silicone is pulled off?
You don't know what you're getting shocked because of. It's
Is
magic.
the other because we already did it on one, right?
It did it on 1.
And then there's the other one has the same.
It's the same thing.
I'll go to the but we didn't take that rubber off. On all
That's
of
true.
them. So I'll go to the one with the rubber on it,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll put my finger on it and then move it. And
It just
then,
moves. It doesn't respond to your thoughts at all.
So I figured that out. So then I'll move to the
So
door.
using
Let,
protection makes it ineffective.
You move to the door and let Bach out.
Yay! Alright,
The magical lasers have 8 dice for their attack.
so you guys might want to get in the room.
They can't.
They could.
now that Bach can see out the door, Bach's gonna shadow jump back behind this golem here to help Boar out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stabby stab with some shadow stuff into the back of that golem.
Okay. And the beam of energy that shot out of the cannon is just like Mason described. It's white fire.
I had to keep rolling. I got 3 6s in a row for my last dice.
Are you? Which one are you attacking? Like one that's been damaged? They've all been damaged, but
No, I was just stabbing this one right in
Okay.
front of me. I don't know if it's been damaged or not.
they've all been damaged
Okay, then
from
this one.
acid blood and words and.
So
fire
8
blood.
hits is what I got.
8 hits. That's 5 damage.
Yes.
I need to grab one of the tables.
Now it's one of their turns.
I don't know which one hasn't gone yet, but I'm just going to attack Bach. That one in the corner is going to move towards Bach and then attack him.
Probably the one that hasn't attacked, too, to be honest.
You can tell.
Yep, of course.
We can use reactions too, right?
Yep. They just get a -3 to the dice pool, and they take an action for the next turn.
You better get a bunch of sixes. That's all I can tell
I
you.
got 2. Oh,
I trade
not a
dice.
hit.
Can I roll your dice?
No. I don't think... I'm worried about, like, the balance of these dice because they do seem to run hot for me.
I
Every single
got
time
6
so
to
far.
my dodge.
6 to your dodge.
I don't know,
2,
that
4,
one
6,
time he
7.
rolled 2 to my
One
what,
punchy
10 hits
bludgeoning
or
damage.
something.
I'll
But
take
1
it.
out of
That's not bad.
10 rolls being bad is still pretty damn
Quick,
good.
use your true magic to change his dice.
And that leaves us up at the top with both of these.
Okay.
Actually, it's the laser's turn.
Oh,
The laser's turn.
Freaking laser.
So one magical laser has gone. So that leaves 2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
One.
You
fired
You
one.
fired one.
Oh, so
So it's on reset. So
Only 7 to go.
only 7 to go.
no,
there
because well, technically it was I was still.
If there's 4 per
controlling two.
side, that means there's 8.
There are 8 total hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
I-
You were playing with 2. So 6. So we're just going to go 1 for each of you. This one's going to be against 4, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Can I can see these warming up.
Yeah.
I want to use my power to bend the barrels up
Okay.
so
Like
where
to,
they can't
like to use physical force to aim them at the ceiling.
Yeah, I want to basically I
Warp
want to
the
deform
barrel.
them to where they think they're aiming right and they're just gonna shoot.
Okay.
Bend in the barrel.
Roll
The
your
barrel
dice.
itself, not the whole mechanism.
Oh, the barrel itself.
Warping the
Okay.
barrel.
Like I'm
Warping
trying
the barrel.
to warp
Okay.
it
He's
to where
trying
it
to be
won't-
Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this would be affecting the physical world, so it'd be verbs or adverbs or whatever it is.
Adverbs. Okay,
Yeah.
that's still 1. And I can use those 2, right?
You can.
Okay. I'm gonna use those to offset the penalty for trying to get this to all of them.
Okay. So there's 8 targets. That'd be 4.
4. Okay.
So roll 4 extra dice, pull 4 out of there.
Whoa, pull them from somewhere else.
Well, I'm trying
I
to
don't
save
think-
us all from taking a fuck ton of damage.
Roll those.
Yeah, I got
I'm
a
just
question.
teasing.
You're using this as a reaction too, so there's an additional -3 for a total of -7.
Give me-
So I'll take another
Take
3.
3 more out
Take
of
3
there.
more out
He's
of there.
just using it as the supplement. No.
I'm
No.
trying to save us from a bunch of damage.
He's using his own dice.
I'm
Yeah,
only
yeah.
kidding. Use as many as you want.
Take 3 out of there.
So take
We'll
total
do that
7
for you.
out.
Take a total of 7 out of the hero pool.
Because when we use like certain high magics, we have to put up penalties. So he was just offsetting the penalties. So he's not actually rolling those.
But we're doing really
so why
good
do
on
you
him
use
this
Paladin?
day.
I got a question. Would those cameras actually, or those cannons shoot towards me if I'm a Kalesh?
You're not out there. You
You don't know.
Oh, I'm in the room, so I don't know that either.
You don't need to worry about it either way.
Right?
1, 2, 3,
Well, he
4,
said
5,
everybody,
6,
so I'm
7,
like,
8,
wait.
9,
So
10.
that's why I was wondering too.
You might not realize that yet.
I fell on the floor. 12.
12. I rolled a 5. All right. All of the barrels are bent.
Sweet. Very nice.
So the cannons all go, and there's a lot of smoking, and some of the silver material looks like melted through. You can see magical energy in the barrels and stuff.
They burned through the barrel and still get you.
They are healing though.
Yeah.
Slowly
Okay.
unbending.
So that was both of these reaction too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
you
you
have
had
1 action
an
left
action.
this turn.
Okay. Can I use that to... I guess I'm going to try to augment my defense.
Yeah, you can do that.
So it's... And does that take a penalty for this turn?
No.
Because I did a reaction? Okay, 1, 2.
The reaction penalty only affects the reaction itself.
Okay, and that would be... Not doing mental, so that'd be at verbs.
Yes. So you're affecting the physical. Well, it would be nouns because you're creating a physical force to protect yourself. Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
I'm trying to I'm gonna change my clothes to be a heavier material.
Then that
More
would be
solid
affecting
material.
physical.
Can I try to match the try to guess and match the material they're made of?
You can make it out of silver. You don't know what this material is or how to match it.
I'll try to match it to silver with their.
Okay. Yeah, it looks silver. The armor that appears on you is silvery. Alright, so Golem is going to attack both of these.
4 to the dice pool. 3, 5, 7 on my defense roll.
You're being attacked.
Okay.
2, 4, 5. You got a 5.
7. So I would add the 7 I rolled from buffing my defense to. Okay.
And it would last for a minute at the base value, so
And this is defense dodge.
defense dodge, yes. Take a big old swing at you.
Two more to the dice pool.
Unless you got not the beat.
He's just defending.
6,
Oh,
7,
defending.
7.
7. Alright.
Well, I'm just saying if he didn't have enough to beat 5, then.
No, I'm trying to offset the lasers as much as possible.
He's taking another swing at you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits.
Have we limited this to whatever it's in the
I think so. We're gonna
Yeah.
look at.
4 more to the dice pool.
So
It's full. We're maxed.
Whoops.
7.
Alright. You perfectly defend yourself from this clumsy golem.
Okay.
Next is Boar.
Next is a
I didn't
goal.
kill anything, but I stopped a lot.
I just went with the golem.
Oh, that was you going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Pull the bloody
On
fire.
the enemy's turn, we did better.
I was like,
Holy shit, dude. This reminds where we all your 6s.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Wanna try?
They got 2 hits on their defense, so feel free to burn them all down.
I think they're going to. Only did hit on 3, so I had 13 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. Are they
How many hits?
Tell me when.
13?
That's good.
13? Okay, yeah. They're all gone.
Okay.
They just melt. They burn away.
$3.20 for that bottle.
That's not bad. $3.20.
Yeah.
right when I ramp up the combat.
Masters.
$3.30. No, it's like
It ends.
Christian Brothers.
The combat ends. The barrels are slowly reforming. You can probably get through that next door before they fully reform.
Let's go!
Waiting on the Kalesh.
Steve, let's go! The door!
I go
I
through
am
the
going to
door,
have
I
to take
guess.
up around 6.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll follow through, I'm assuming.
Done by then.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know if I do take off. That's why.
Time is it?
Done.
407.
We got 2 hours yet.
All right.
If I stop hitting buttons,
No rush. Just letting them know if I do take off. That's
All right. Room 4. You pass through the doorway and enter a large room. The alarm doesn't stop, but you don't hear it going off in this room. It seems to be.
Localized.
Also, we need to recast the
The word.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's see what we got. 1, 2.
big numbers, big numbers.
No whammies. Wow, that's a lot.
2, 3.
More 6s. One more 6.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Who we appreciate.
So we lost
9.
5 from the last time.
6.
We went
Yeah, I
down
thought
from
it was
14.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Everything's gonna be fine. There's only like 3 more traps and a bunch more buttons.
Well, we gotta push the button.
Yeah.
He went through all the effort of making these. We have to do them decency.
I was writing this out. I was writing this whole thing out, and about midway through, I texted Kevin, and I'm like, so as a player, how do you feel whenever you see a lever or a button? Is that cool, or like, do you feel tempted to press or pull them? Because one of my favorite things is watching the struggle on players' faces.
No, it's. Yeah.
I just want to point out he just said
I-
traps. So
There is no struggle here. It's just pull the
I
lever.
actually do have a
wonder-
class feature. I can automatically succeed on a find trap check by substituting my hit points in.
alright, I just have to be leading the party,
Yes.
So
and I take the full brunt of the trap.
So since kind of like since everything works around me,
I feel like that's my class ability.
I'm just
sir.
basically like walking. Like,
Okay.
It's an
like
automatic success.
kind of like kind of touching as I walk
I,
by.
I expected once we realized that was the thing, that's what would happen. You pass through the doorway into a larger room. It's maybe 45 feet wide, 70 feet long. I'm not sure, like, I don't know if any of your characters have military experience or have, like, hung around barracks or military installations, but it's kind of like a barracks area, like a common room or mess hall.
Okay.
As you enter the door, to your
Nobody
immediate
said
right
barracks.
is what appears to be a
That's
sitting
awesome.
area. Big, comfy-looking chairs and couches sort of arranged in a semicircle facing the right-hand wall. To your immediate left, as you come in through the door, are small and medium-sized tables with big chairs arranged around them. Big as in they fit Kalash, as opposed to goblins or humans. Some of them have what look like games on them. Others have decks of cards on them. There's a weird object that's not really a table. It's more of a rectangular box on legs with like bars and handles on each side of it, and there are little figures in it that are attached to the bars that sort of rotate around when the bars are spun. On the far end of the room, towards me, are what look like long lunch tables. Like that's the best way to describe them. They're lunch tables from lunchrooms.
They fold up in the middle like the
Yep, exactly that kind of thing.
Oh wait, are they stool or bench seats?
Actually, no, they wouldn't fold up. They would just morph into the
Oh,
floor,
floor. Oh,
so they
yeah.
wouldn't have all that.
They still have
hardware.
that crease just
They,
because.
there's like creases just there.
They still fold up and then melt to the
Just
floor.
to piss somebody off. Just to piss somebody off.
Just
There's
somebody
always
pinch your
that one
fingers.
that's like,
Yeah.
On the right-hand wall, towards the far end of the room, is another silver door and an open hallway.
So am I finding anything by just going?
You go over to like the couch sitting area and you start playing with the wall.
TV pops up.
And a large 72-inch rectangle of black glass sort of morphs into
TV
existence.
pops up.
It's flush with the surface of the wall, and it kind of flickers a couple times and just shows like a picture of like vibrating white and black and gray dots.
they didn't pay
This
their
is the
cable.
best show I've ever seen.
They didn't pay the cable bill.
It's the only show you've ever seen.
You continue going down, you get to that door, it opens and closes, we'll get to that in a minute. But as you do your little circuit of the room, you get to the far end, you start poking and prodding at the far wall, and vertical rectangular panels of black glass morph into existence. They begin showing vibrating black and gray and white dots.
Poke one.
I'm looking for the remote in the couch.
I poke one of these black
You poke and prod at the
screens.
couch, and it's got like cup holders in it, but you can also see those little holes like there were in the security rooms.
Ooh.
Like you could fit just the barest edge of your pinky in there, but there's a little like waxy plug in the place first.
I poke one of the black screens.
Try
Feels like glass.
pulling the waxy
Tingles.
plug out.
He said it's like the same. So if I put my finger in there, when I lose, I'm gonna get shocked, and something's gonna
Someone's
probably
like,
turns the TVs on. But I don't want to find. Maybe on the way out.
Did just warn us of traps. So.
I said on the way out.
Yeah, when we're already beaten in
When we're
birds.
Indiana Jonesing it out of here.
Hold on! Slide through the couch.
Do you guys want to look at the tables on the left-hand side, like all where the games were?
Yeah.
These are clearly games on some of these tables. Some look like checkers and chess, but you don't recognize like any of the figurines. There's a couple decks of cards as well, but only one is like a standard 52 card deck that you'd use for poker along those lines. You don't recognize the suits, but they do have face cards, and Steven, you recognize that the Jester card in the deck, what would typically be a Jester, just shows a picture of Volung, which he's easily identifiable by, he looks like a Kalesh, but he's got steel-colored eyes.
He's the Joker.
He's the Jester.
A Jester.
Joker. Yes, Joker. Jokers and Jesters are the same thing.
What does it say? Tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato, yes.
Yes and no.
Well, actually,
Box got a peek down the hallway.
Okay. Looking down the hallway, you see, like, just a long-ass hallway with, like, open door, silvery metal doors that have doorknobs on them, like conventional doors.
Has he been in this room here before?
Yes, they got.
And then did they go through this one?
Yes, they went through that hallway, but that they didn't get much further than the hallway that leads to. He would say, I think that it leads to 2 more rooms in there, and down that hallway.
Kind of like this room, or like.
Smaller rooms.
Okay.
Well, I guess we probably should go in there and check it out anyway, right?
Does this hallway terminate at the end?
No, it just keeps going for quite a while.
Okay.
I'll go through the doors, I guess.
The doors.
Well, this
This door.
check, or unless it's like nothing really to look at. I mean, so
Which hallway are you going down? There's a hallway out that door, and then there's this hallway with a bunch of rooms on it.
I was gonna go to this door.
Okay. It opens up. Will you put in the hallway that's there?
I'm just saying if it's worth going there. Then.
Do you want the actual map?
You have a. It's fine.
Okay.
so the transformation specialist, is that required to physically change someone? Like, could I change my race to try to mimic like a Kalesh? Like temporarily?
To transform, the transformation specialist is used for actually transforming something.
Okay.
You could give someone like a funky limb temporarily to give them like a penalty to their dodge, but that's as far as your transformation would go. It's purely
Okay.
superficial.
I just wanted to see if I could maybe like see if I could set this off by.
So that's that hallway. Let me.
I mean, they did.
They
make
did, but it
themselves
sounded like
seem like
their
Kalesh
other dude
before.
had the ability to manipulate life force.
Okay. I was
He
gonna
might
go-
be able to do it, but it's not
So
in my.
looking down this hallway, it makes a right turn about 30 feet down.
I'm
There are
just
2
like-
doors set into the walls
a lot of
of the
superficial.
corner, one on the right hand side and one on the left.
He's a wizard.
One on the right hand side of the hallway and one directly facing you at the door. As you look down the hallway, you can see multiple rows of beams of blue light flickering as they crisscross back and forth around the hallway. Typically, like a laser room, like you see in a movie, but they're kind of like flickering and staggered on and off, like they're not operating continuously.
That definitely doesn't seem like a trap.
Mason would come up next to you
So
and
brave
say,
to me.
"This is as far as my group's original exploration went. We could not find a way for our party of 20 to bypass this area, and some miners were injured, and their foreman was adamant that they required medical aid and would not continue. So Shore, Mason, and myself allowed the miners to leave. We warded the place to slumber and retreated with them.
What do the lasers do?
Unclear. We did not proceed."
They about died just in that first room to get into here.
Gotcha.
He would also say, "The magical fields of this place obscure it, but with work, before we left, I was able to sense that there's an extremely high concentration of sorcerer's energy deeper within this place, possibly as close as wherever this hallway ends on the left. I believe that energy is sufficient to either damage the anchors these bloodless use to spread their lord's influence, or at least impair their ability to influence the world around them. At the very least, the anchor or anchors would be behind the defenses of this place, making it that much harder for those influenced by the anchors to reach them." That was what I was supposed to include in the original stuff. I just never copy and pasted.
So whereabouts does the lasers start? Like right?
Yeah,
Like,
like
The,
right,
can
right
I
in
get a
that,
step in?
in that like middle 15-foot section of the
So right in here.
yeah, a little bit closer.
So right. So I can get at least step in.
Yeah, you can
but
step into the hallway.
I stepped into the hallway.
Okay.
And the laser's still doing its thing.
Yeah,
He was never seen from again.
And then like I'll touch the walls, I guess, to see if there's.
Those walls don't reveal any secret doors.
Box gonna come in and open this see if he can open the first door.
It opens. It turns like a normal knob.
Oh, well, we're getting party separation.
Not happening.
these room, and maybe you go down a little further, check the other room. These rooms all have silvery metal doors, but they have doorknobs on them. There's no locks, no keyholes. The doors open easily. They swing outwards like a conventional door rather than flowing down into the floor like the other doors. Peeking your head in one or two rooms, you see that they're all the same. They're a 15 foot by 15 foot by 10 foot cube. On the left-hand wall and the right-hand wall are metal-framed beds. The beds are long, big enough to fit like Steven on them, but not Nana. Next to each bed is what looks like a bedside table that looks like wood, but it doesn't feel like wood. It's that same kind of waxy, slippery feeling material. At the foot of most beds is a large metal chest, the kind soldiers or seamen might put their belongings into.
This is like a vault.
Based on how long the hallway is and how many rooms there are attached to the hallway, there's space for at least 150 people.
Jeez.
Do you want to search and
Go
see if you can
follow.
find anything, or
Do the beds look disturbed at all?
if you were to start investigating the rooms, some of them just have mattresses. Some of them have mattresses with like folded blankets on them. Some of them are in disarray. There's no dust on anything, just like there's not any dust on the walls.
I can step a square closer. So I'm here.
Okay.
So now I'm here.
Okay.
And the lasers do.
Lasers keep flickering on and off.
Because that's where they would start.
That's
and
where
then
they
So-
they start.
You said there's like foot lockers in these rooms?
Yeah.
I'll open one.
Okay. There are. Do you guys want to search the rooms? Because there's 175 rooms.
I look at the first few, and if they're the same, like I'm not like okay.
Some of them have chests. Some of them don't have chests. The first few, some of the rooms with chests have like a couple personal belongings in the chests, but
Nothing like a captain's room. Or...
not that you could find.
Well, if there's personal belongings, do they give us any kind of hints on what kind of people were here?
Maybe you find a photo of a Kalash. Or a painting of a Kalash. I don't know what you would call
I'm
it.
gonna shadow jump down
Are there-
like 50 rooms
Okay.
So the only
and open a door.
Okay. Just for the sake of maybe chance, give me a reason plus perception investigation.
The reason is because I want to go down.
in the few rooms that we're checking right now, are we seeing any like anything that suggests that there might be like families here, or is it more like adults?
This looks like a barracks,
Okay.
like where soldiers would.
3.
Okay. You hop into a room. You're searching around. You find a mattress. Under the mattress, you find a handful of Gasboda marks. Not enough to alter your resources attribute, but Gasboda marks are the currency of the world and have been for as long as anyone can remember. Gasboda marks are made of fairly inexpensive but durable metals, so they survive the ravages of time and like wear and tear, and use pretty well. They're also stamped with their minting date and location. These were minted here in Carthank a little over 1,000 years ago.
Oh,
But in general, the room still appears the same as the other rooms we
Yeah,
checked
it's the same thing. Has 2 beds, 2 tables,
earlier. Okay.
space for 2 foot
I
lockers.
kind of shadow jumped back to the main room and said, they're all the same, guys. It's all just rooms.
Except for that one room that has the key to what's going on.
Does anyone
You
else
guys have
want to investigate?
Marks?
I'll check a random
I
room
grabbed
too.
Okay. Do reason plus perception investigation.
Okay. Reason is 5. And my perception, I think, is just 1.
I'm baiting enough. I should just step forward.
You
Well,
could
I'm
like
feeling-
put like a weapon or something to it to see that.
But usually, like when you get close, it'll just stop doing it. It didn't do it this time.
5.
5.
I think if you go in there, you're just gonna
You
either,
poke and
like,
prod,
set
you
the
get to a
alarm
room.
or crap.
You
It's
find
either
one that has
laser
a
weapon or
foot
a
locker
laser
in it.
like alarm.
You open it
I'm
up,
assuming it's
and
an
it's got
alarm.
military uniforms in it. No medals
like,
or ranks or insignia on them, just like a black military dress uniform
It might not.
with silver buttons. In the very bottom of the chest, rolled up in a very soft cloth padding, is what looks like the grip of a sword. It's made of silvery metal like the walls, but it's quite tarnished. Most of it is wrapped in very old, very worn leather, with a big like skull crusher knob on the bottom for cracking skulls. The hilt is quite long, like it would fit Steven's hands as like something that could be used one-handed or two-handed. On the opposite end of this faux hilt, opposite the crushing knob, is a little slot in the metal where the tang of a blade might be inserted, but instead of like being tang sized, which are typically fairly narrow and a little thick, this is a long, paper thin slot.
Paper thing.
I guess I pick up the sword. You said it's tarnished.
Yeah, it's the same. It looks like it's the same silvery metal as the walls, but it's tarnished and corroded.
I try to run some like electricity through it. See if that does anything.
It flows through it like it's metal, but not anything particularly unique.
Does it do anything if I touch it to the crack? And the uniforms, they're like Kalesh sized?
Yeah, they're Kalesh sized. Like
A little bigger.
Steven could put them on and they would fit perfectly.
Okay.
Do you bring it back to everyone and show them?
Yeah, I'm gonna put one of the uniforms on, like roll up the sleeves and
It kind of
like
hangs
over
off of
over my other stuff.
Okay. Both of these shows you guys this weird like metal hilt he found for this weird sword. Everyone make an intuition check.
Just
straight
intuition.
Straight intuition.
1.
Fumble.
Fumble.
I got a 1.
I got a 3 on 2
3.
dice.
Because I only can roll 1, and I got a 6, and I rolled another one, and I got a 2.
Lana's intuition is better than yours.
Huh?
Okay.
Lana's intuition is better than yours.
All right. You also find bathrooms. While you were looking at the hall, like there are bathrooms scattered around.
I use one.
Okay. The plumbing still works.
There's a 50-year-old streak in the toilet still.
Do they look like the kind of people that clean the ring out of their bathtub, or they just leave it?
The toilets are immaculate.
Okay. Neat freaks, guys. This is the kind of people we're dealing with. Fantasy Germans.
I almost want to go back to that chair and put my finger in the little slot and see what happens.
Set off more alarms.
That or turn the TV on.
Well, that's up to you, man. You don't know.
I guess I want to see if I'm gonna die. I guess I go.
How's this guy over here doing with our ward?
Did any of our intuition checks do anything?
No.
Okay. Yep, that's a sword hilt.
Mason says we should move on. We're taking too long.
So there's nothing that way but rooms.
Yeah, it eventually ends, but there's like rooms for like 150 people. So
Yeah.
there's like 75 rooms plus bathrooms.
So it's either I gotta.
The bathrooms also have showers in them.
Suspicious.
To the lasers.
Can I? How easy is it for me to like peer out of shadows without jumping out of them?
What are you thinking?
Like,
Like
Can
just
I-
to open a hole.
Just
yeah, like
look
to head
through.
down this hallway using its own shadows, without like getting hit by one of these lasers. But like, I also don't want to just jump out completely blind.
Well, I mean, you can see the other end of the lasers if you're at that hallway, right?
How would lore work on my end?
What's that?
So you could see
Like,
where
have
you're
I heard
jumping.
about this place? The
No,
child or something?
no, none of you have heard about anything like this.
Yeah.
No, I did. Well,
Of course,
being
you can't
a
see what's around the
Kalesh,
corner,
I
though.
didn't know
Right.
if there's like
Right, that's my
stories.
point, yeah.
Pop around the corner with a big cannon.
You know, like songs
I-
back in the day, like Ring Around the Rosies was.
I can maybe make like some darkness energy over there and maybe hop in.
I don't think there's any way Steven would have heard of a place like this.
No, okay, no, that's fine. I mean, it could just be kind of weird that why is this working for me? And,
I think making like a shadow porthole for you to look through from your position at the end of that hallway around the corner, I think that's doable.
That's what I would like to do.
Yes. Okay.
So like, yeah, if I'm like standing here before the lasers go off,
You guys
I
don't
wanna
need any
look
shadow
down.
energy. This place is pitch black.
that's what I figured.
Oh,
yeah.
so,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah. I want to see like where that hallway goes.
I'm not going to make you make a check. So just finish the hallway if you would.
Okay.
oh yeah, I can get out of your way. But I have a feeling that sword's got to do something with it. Non-character wise.
The silvery metal like of the hilt, it doesn't feel tingly like the walls do either.
Like it lost its magic, like there's another piece.
Does it do anything if I like touch it to the wall?
No.
Okay.
Can I see if the lasers continue past that hallway?
Yes, there is another set of lasers, I believe. Let me double check my notes.
With sharks on their heads?
Yes.
Fucking laser beams.
Yeah, there's another set of flickering beams of blue light.
Like all like around the corner, or just like
A little bit more towards me, but yeah, like
Like
in
all the way
in
into that room. That was my question. Like, are they continuing into the room?
Yeah, it's just another set in that hallway.
3 sets?
Yeah,
Like
it
15
stops in that
foot.
corner, but then just repeats. And
But maybe I can't see that far. Like, I can see the hallway end, right?
yeah,
Do I see lasers here?
and no.
Okay. So we just have to get through this hallway.
Can we all go through your portals?
So,
Can I shadow jump that many people?
You
Or
can.
one at a time, or
Movement specialist allows you to enhance their movement and give them an ability. So yes.
Okay. Because maybe we could just go around the
just wanna
lasers.
I mean, I could.
I will.
So what would it take for me to shadow jump us from the end of this hallway to that room?
There's no time constraints right now, I don't think. Well,
besides the ward,
I think he can cast his magic fast enough that it's not going to impact. Like, casting spells on each of you would take 20
6
seconds. 20, 25 seconds total, so I don't think that's a big deal. If you guys want to, you can be at the end of this hallway, or you can be in that corner area there, or...
So there are no lasers in the corner area. Does it make sense to check those doors, or do we just?
I mean,
I say we need
we
to
can
sort-
at least crack them open.
Yeah, it would maybe just get you two over there at first, maybe.
Okay, so I'll grab me and Steve. We'll shadow jump into the corner and open those doors.
Okay, go ahead and fill them in.
Boom.
I guess while this is going on, I'll look in a couple more of the rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, see if you can find another piece of that.
Yeah.
You don't.
I didn't think I would, but were there any buttons or anything else in this room that we're in right now?
Other than that one in the chair.
Too bad there wasn't a door right there.
So, all right. So, which room are you looking in first?
I'll just do this one.
I'll take your lead, Steve.
Do this one.
Okay. So you peek your head into this room. The door goes away, just like the others do. It's a 30 foot by 30 foot cube, 10 foot tall, and there are empty racks and stands and hangers throughout the room, on the walls and in rows on the floor. A quick glance through the room shows it to be empty of anything useful to you guys, just empty racks. If you want to start moving around the racks and poking around and investigating.
Just do the normal.
Okay. Are you just messing with the walls? Are you like playing with the floor and looking under stuff? And
While he's doing that, can I check the other door? Does it open for me or no?
it doesn't open for you.
Okay.
Probably looking under if it's like
Alright.
like you said, with like a rack.
No doors, no panels open on the walls. But as you're like on your hands and knees, like looking under racks and moving stuff around, you find a little metal rivet with some kind of metallic fiber or wire attached to it, rolled under the corner of an armor stand. And then also under a nearby stand, you find a small scale, like the kind you find on scale mail. It's small enough that it fits in the palm of your hand. There's a small bit of tarnish on it, but most of it is bright and shining, almost polished to a mirror-like shine.
Is it like thin, like it would fit in the?
Everything else besides the walls has been tarnished.
Everyone, do you show this to Bach? Do you show
Yeah.
the scale to Bach?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an intuition check.
Just it's just one dice. So I'm probably gonna fail. And I fail.
Okay.
'Cause
You've seen something like this before. You've seen something like these scales before.
all of us or just me?
You are the only two looking at it right now.
I have it.
Is it what?
Unless you're telling me I have.
I'm telling you, you have. If you show it to the rest of you guys,
Yeah.
do you show it to the rest of the guys?
What was the scale on? Wasn't it like the dragon? No. Was it?
You haven't encountered a dragon yet. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
you
we
did
did.
encounter a dragon. There's the sewer dragon. I forgot about it.
But this is different.
This is not a dragon scale.
We've seen this before, and where did we see it? Did we see it at when we were?
I shadow jump us back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we
Have you
showed
guys
you.
seen any of this? What?
Go ahead and make intuition. Please.
Just straight intuition.
No,
Yeah.
I got one.
Nope.
How's that work?
Did you do a good fumble?
I got a 6, and then I rolled it, and then I got a 1.
So you're 50-50.
He critically fumbled.
He critically fumbled.
Use a dice out of the pool.
I mean, 1's not gonna get us anywhere, I doubt.
Yeah.
But
You already got
Well,
one.
you won't get the fumble.
Don't take just one dice out of the pool. We're at max dice.
Hey, just give me all.
Just take a handful.
I've been making you guys make intuition checks, and I don't know if this is something I should just tell you or not,
Yeah,
or
well,
maybe
just
make
give-
intuition checks.
Don't use them all.
Not
just
all.
use like
Just
a
give me
good
like a couple.
handful.
Because this. Okay, all right, no more rules. Yesterday was the Battle of Ragridge. You remember Cade came into the battle where he appeared as if from nowhere, wearing a suit of scale mail that was polished to mirror bright shine.
Oh, if I would
And
have
he's
listened.
Clash, isn't he? Ah, okay. Hey, look at
And
that.
if I'm going to give you that, you also remember him having a very identifiable sword with him that had a milk white, glowing with white light blade, but had a hilt of silvery metal.
Yeah.
So he's been here,
Maybe.
or
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 knows of something.
he's just.
this is where somewhere like
He's in
this is where
ancient
it's-
Kalesh armor.
Yeah.
Does that fall on
Yeah. No.
difference between player information where we gamed 2 months ago and character information where this happened for your characters yesterday
Yeah.
and you would remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
What
so.
happens if
Well,
I
I
try
feel like
to
those two
polish
things
the
would have
tarnish?
stood out big time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Say
now
that
that
again?
he
What
says
happens
it,
if
I
I try to
remember
polish
him
the tarnish
saying
off?
it, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
But
I
yeah,
forgot
Tarnish
to
goes
listen
away,
Austin
but
would
it's
not
still
remember this.
If we
corroded.
played once a week, maybe.
You could buff
but,
it out.
Yeah. I wasn't even here for
It
this,
seems
so.
it seems like the tarnish and corrosion are deeper than surface.
You were
So you
so
can
good,
get a
man.
little
You
shine
had
here,
so
but
many
it's still an
bloodless.
imperfection in the surface.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was that many of them.
And it's not like
It
it's
was
rusty.
glorious.
It's more like pockmarks,
Pockmarks,
like in the
okay.
metal.
Okay.
So, okay,
Foolish tarnish.
So
I
that
take
metal-
I take that scale mail
that
or
metal
whatever,
won't heal itself.
and
No,
it's
that's
put it
what I'm
in
trying to
the
figure
laser.
out. Why it didn't heal itself.
You can check that.
I mean, it's either gonna burn
for
it
magic
I mean, I could-
or not do
Or
anything.
detect
It's the right kind of
magic.
metal.
That's what I'm
Or
afraid
set an
of.
alarm
See if
off.
there's any.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. But he said it's flickering, so maybe it's not working.
Or what if I try to
Let's check this other door.
pump some magic into it?
Well, we would
somehow?
have to shadow back because we.
You can fill it with magic. It doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
It would maybe if you fill it with magical energy. I think maybe it would shine. It would get shinier for a moment, but that would be it.
I
So the
make
pop
a
marks wouldn't
beam out of the end of it, and I go.
It doesn't do that.
No.
So,
No lightsaber for you.
but would that scale be thin enough to go in the end of that? On the,
You could fit the point of it in, but it's
Oh, it's still too fat.
It's still too fat.
I thought
It's
it was,
too. It's a fairly long slot, but it's not wide enough to fit the scale fully into it.
One of the reasons why I was thinking the reason why it's tarnished is because it's broke.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, it could be.
My thought was that maybe it used to be magical and it's no longer magical. That's why it's all.
Yeah,
tarnished
that's
and
what I'm
pockmarked.
thinking because it got broke and now it's losing its.
Make a reason perception investigation.
Because
check
the
for me.
walls still heal themselves, and those golems
Right.
Reason. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if
They look like the
it's
same
Perception is
material.
1, and I don't think I have anything investigation. 6. 4.
I think as you're playing with the scale or the sword hilt, and trying to do magic things with them, I think you would realize that these are both receptacles for magic. They at one point contained magical energy and did something with it. You don't know what it did. You don't know why there's no more in it, but
Okay.
It's something we could definitely bring back and maybe talk to that one dude.
so.
Steve and I jump back into this room.
This room is about 20 feet wide by 40 feet long. There's a bunch of chairs sized for people about as big as Steven, all against a small countertop along the edge of most of the room. The room is very cramped. There's probably 15 or 16 chairs set up here against a counter. The counter is made of silvery metal, and if Steven sat at that, he could rest his elbows on it comfortably. On the counter, at each of the chairs, is a small vertical silver rod that you can grip with a hand. To the left of the rod is a button that glows faintly white, and on the right is a little circular hole the width of a goblin pinky.
I do nothing with it.
In the corner of the room, facing the
There's no
door,
levers to turn it on.
is a black metallic-looking box that comes up to about your knees. There's a door on the front of it that is open, and inside the box is faintly illuminated with a light. This is the first sign of light you've seen. You can see that there are 3 horizontal metal wireframe racks inside it, and the door itself has 2 shelves built into it.
I opened it,
It's open.
Oh,
it's
it is
hanging
open.
open. You can see like 3 metal racks.
but there's nothing on it.
Nothing on it. If you start to go play with it, it feels cooler inside the...
So it's like a fridge.
Yes.
So it's like what?
A fridge.
Oh, okay.
It's what do you call it? Beer
Man
fridge.
cave.
Mini fridge.
Mini fridge.
It's called magic. Here.
We can keep our beer, popping here.
On the top of the black metal box is a gray blocky device with a bunch of buttons on it and a clear reservoir and lid. The front of the device has a spout on it, and below the spout has a little shelf. There are brown stains all over the little shelf. Above that gray thing is a shelf attached to the silvery metal wall somehow. There's no supports, no bolts, no screws, but it has large ceramic and porcelain mugs on it.
It's a Keurig. It's a fucking Keurig.
It does smell faintly of coffee.
I was thinking it was beers, but we got a free beer. No.
It's the break room.
Yeah.
At the very edge of the counter is a small gray cube. It's about a foot tall and wide. It has a hand-shaped depression on the top. The depression is just about perfectly sized for Steven's hands.
Microwave?
Cash register.
I put my hand on it.
You put your hand on it. It makes a small chiming noise.
It's a bomb!
And a rectangle of black glass appears on the front, showing dots of flickering gray and black and white. A bunch of
Microwave?
needles jam into your hand,
Oh, nice.
immediately retract. You take 1 point of piercing damage and 1 point of fire damage. And the device makes an angry scratch.
So it's a microwave?
No.
No,
It's a microwave that you put your hand. No.
I don't know.
I think it's like a cash
a blood
register.
sacrifice microwave. Ah! But my food is warm.
I
Someone's
bet,
getting rich.
I bet you would be starting to cook food more often if that's how microwaves worked.
You take 1 point of fire and 1 point of piercing. They both come off your PHP.
Yeah.
How's your health looking?
11.
Oh, it's better than my max. I think that is my max.
All right.
Um,
I think it's time to jump into the other room unless you've got something else you want to do in here.
I'm gonna just kind of like do my touchy feely, but nothing's.
Nothing.
We might have to take that fridge with us. That's good. I
This
guess
is
we'll
ours
go
now.
down. I still just don't know what those lights.
There's
we can
nothing
do.
saying we can't come back
You
here
just
and
jump
live
through
here.
them.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we'll
what we're
do
going to
that.
do. I'm going to
Okay.
take everybody this time, though.
Oh,
It
You wanna-
takes a couple minutes, but you shadow jump into the big room.
Does that... I take me and Steven first.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You want to do me and you first and investigate before we bring others?
Sure. I'm going to use the restroom.
Okay.
You can use the urinal if you want, but if you don't want to, I get it.
Wait, you got a urinal?
Yeah,
Kind of. You just got to flush with a milk jug.
It's straight ahead.
Oh.
It's,
Well, that's
it's
convenient.
kind of weird. I think you need to get a shower curtain.
It's up to you if you want to use it or not.
It seems like a big ass room. Just to go. I don't know. I got a small ding ding. So
I have a bathroom in my basement. The last time I used it, something happened to my pipes and my basement overflowed.
oh, nice.
Which is also where you have your bedroom.
Yes.
You gotta love it when you live in a basement, don't you?
Yeah.
I gotta keep an eye
Live
on
in
the
the
walls
basement.
down in my basement. I moved back upstairs, but
No,
the walls have
it's just
always
more
leaked.
space down there in his house. For
Oh.
bedrooms.
Never
That's why
once
he's
when I
in
lived
the...
down there.
You and your wife would sleep down in the
Now that I don't
Yeah.
stay down there.
It's half of the basement is somewhat finished, so
Oh,
it has
okay.
like walls and
You just got a
ceiling
bigger
tiles.
room.
You've also got a panic room.
There's also that panic room.
Always
No, I get-
convenient.
Well, it's actually kind of cool if you ever wanted to remodel your upstairs. You already got a basement downstairs, you know.
house didn't come with a pool and he bought it, and
Maple?
it added a modification to itself.
Indoor pool, but you may not want to swim in. Because didn't you, like, shortly after you bought it, too, didn't, like, the river rise or a creek?
That was when we lived in Augrey.
Oh, okay.
And yes, that did. Immediately.
Because I remember seeing pictures.
Yeah, shortly after we moved in there. Now we live in Midland, though. Not on the river, which is kind of nice and kind of not nice.
My fiance likes Midland. That's where we had our last anniversary. We were up there.
I know, there's, like, certain areas, like, me and the wife would like to go to, but
We
now
walked
with the
out
kids are about ready to
gardens and
graduate. But then it's like, oh, you know how much money we get for a house? But then it's like, oh, yeah, to buy a house like this, so you know how much money we were going to have to spend?
Yeah, the housing market is garbage. Okay, so you guys shadow jump into the big room.
Yes.
The hallway opens up into a room that's about 50 feet by 50 foot and maybe 40 feet tall. On the ceiling, facing this hallway, towards you guys, is 8 gun things on metal arms on the ceiling. On the right-hand side of the room, at floor level, facing the left-hand wall, are 8 more gun things. But they're larger and have multiple barrels, like a Gatling gun.
Good, good.
There's a hallway on the left side of the far wall here. And on the... where is it here? On this wall, right here, there's a band of what looks like matte black stone, like an arched entryway. But it's about 20 feet wide and 30 feet tall. And the arch of black is about a foot thick. There's no seams or mortar in it. It's just an arch of black stone. The silvery metal of the walls butts right up against the arch. But where the silver meets the black stone, it has a tarnished, pockmarked look to it that kind of repairs itself and then retarnishes, gets pockmarked again, and then repairs, and so on and so forth.
It's almost like it's damaged.
The interior of the stone, it's black stone. The interior of the black stone arch is blocked with blocks and plates of dull gray metal, probably wolf iron. It has a very distinctive matte, dark metallic color that's easily recognizable. At one point, the plates and blocks were welded and bolted to each other, sort of like a wolf iron cap or plug to this archway. But now they have crumbled and become ruined. So it's a lot of heavy wolf iron rubble made of gray metal. There are a couple of spots at the top of the arch where, like, Bach could maybe squeeze through between the rubble and the black stone arch, but anyone bigger getting through would require, like, digging it out. And that's the room. The Gatling gun cannons are aimed directly at that archway. The ones on the ceiling over here, they kind of lazily sweep back and forth. They aren't reacting to you guys at all at this point.
So everybody's in there now.
Yeah. Do you want to bring everyone in?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this,
we were just waiting for him to
Yeah.
not immediately get
Yeah.
shot at. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mason says,
oh,
that is peculiar. The arch is black stone made by giants. It appears to be damaging the metal of this place, the metal walls of this place, which is not especially out of the ordinary, as I assume the material of this place is magical in nature. Blackstone is immune to and damaging to magic of all kinds. But I did not realize there were any giant runes here. I'm familiar somewhat with the location of giant runes in the continent of Carthank. I did not realize there were any specifically here.
Antithetical
Got
is the
this
word
far.
So, yeah.
Antithetical is the word you were looking for.
Antithetical, yes.
so he's considered a giant. Isn't
I
he?
am a
He is a
giant.
giant.
So maybe you need to go touchy-feely on everything. Go to that.
I'm just gonna go peek around that corner.
Peek around the
Do I
corner.
do I have any inclination about this Blackstone? Like,
No.
does it seem any kind of familiar to me
I-
at all?
From what I remember of Nana's background, he didn't grow up with giants.
He does. I don't.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
right.
even have
He's
that.
an
You.
amnesiac. He was an amnesiac.
Yeah, he's
yes.
amnesiac.
Um,
The memory that me as a player character playing Nana is waking up in that village.
Okay. Touching the Blackstone would feel kind of familiar to you, I think, because there is a strong connection between giants and Blackstone itself. But aside from that, like, it's perfectly smooth stone.
But it has a familiar feel to
Yeah,
it.
it feels familiar.
Can I, like, try to like imbue it with magic?
The black stone?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It eats anything you put into it.
Okay.
I still do my touchy-feely.
That's a
around
Clint thing. I'm just checking.
Ooh, like I'm washing the car. What are you doing?
There are no secret rooms that appear. I don't think. For me.
That you don't think?
Look, it's a big place. There are lots of walls.
And a lot of secret rooms.
I gotta reference my map. No, there's nothing.
No traps.
Well, we're gonna make a room.
I go down where Boar is, and I guess I'm assuming I open that other door. Or Bach, sorry. Bach. I'll be Bach.
You're out of your balking mind.
Oh, there's a door here.
It's gone.
There was a door there.
It's funny because you said there are no secret rooms. I'm like, oh.
There's a door.
Because there's a door there.
You find a door there. It exposes a security room.
Oh. That's probably the
There's more,
gun
there's more levers and buttons and goblins and keys.
Holes.
Let's see. This one might be different.
I have the map, and I'm like, damn, that's a really secret room. It doesn't have that door, though. My version.
Okay, it's just another security room.
Okay.
Same setup.
Same like the.
Yep.
There are how many chairs? There are 8 chairs, and you can see into this room
Okay.
as well. And it's got the
4 guns to the ceiling, 4 guns going there. Yeah.
no. There's 8 guns here.
Oh,
and 8 guns on the
Oh,
ceiling.
8. Okay, and 8. Damn.
The Gatling guns don't appear to be controlled by this room, or maybe they are.
I am not playing
Why are
with
you
those.
this way?
Can't help who I am.
You can't help who we are.
So
Has the Clash and the Giants have gotten a war? Like maybe they were trying to invade?
perhaps
I don't know.
the
Well,
Giants
I would
are.
know. But I know in
Giants have not existed in Carthank as like a civilization for many hundreds of years. Their fortifications have been found. There are goblin stories about them. They generally were not seen as aggressors historically, but they do respond violently when attacked. Like there are some unfortunate incidences of violence between Ogtan in its early days, the Goblin Empire, and like Giants when they were still around. This is hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
so
that this stuff
the
happened.
Giants don't actually like
What?
invade unless
They're not in.
More
My
on the
guess
philosophy of don't start the fight but finish it.
They live very deep underground, very far from everyone. They don't really seem to. Historically, they don't like come to the surface and wage war.
Okay.
My guess is this was built on after the Giants.
Speaking as a player from Clint's previous campaigns, Giants are dope as fuck. And they're chill.
They are very chill and very cool.
Yes.
And sometimes they ride giant turtle dragons into battle.
And sometimes they make you really cool items.
Sometimes they take you on a ride on a metal boat down lava tubes to fight. What were you guys even go?
we were
you
going
guys-
to fight the guy whose regeneration was
The House of Eyes. You were going to the House of Eyes, and you took a ride down some lava.
We had a
And that husk ball attacked you guys.
monster that was literally regenerating faster than we could damage it, and so we're trying all
The gods
sorts of
put a
things.
big rock on it to keep it from getting up because it just kept healing.
We were trying everything to try to kill it, and we couldn't. Like it would just like we poured like metal over its head, and it just like pushed it off as it regenerated, and just,
They
Well, it's trapped. We're trying to kill it while it's trapped, and we still couldn't do it.
Well, the gods couldn't do it.
Right.
they eventually did though, with a knife they made out of a god.
the Scarless Cutlass,
It's the Scarless Cutlass.
which is actually canon to Hermitcraft now.
That's right, it is. Forgot about that. So,
On to the next room.
do you guys want to investigate the rubble at all?
You talking this one here?
Yeah, the
Bach,
rubble.
Yeah.
you said I might be able
You
to.
could squeeze through.
I at
That
least want to
was-
look through that.
That was the Blackstone Arch, right?
Yeah, the Blackstone Arch.
Yeah, now
So-
I was gonna start trying to clear rubble.
Okay. So,
Let me look first.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, if you're in front of those guns,
I'll be all right.
so you can draw it.
Okay.
This is probably the first thing that felt familiar to Nan in a long time. Now he's curious.
So, as you're climbing the rubble, Bach, you notice that, like, so
Didn't mean scare you.
Like, what the
How dare you.
hell? You getting fucking pissed or what? Fuck you. You draw your
So-
own shit.
So when you're looking at a pane of glass, when you punch out it, there's shards. There's typically shards on the inside, but there's more broken glass on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
The dynamics of this wolf iron cap that was on it, it's spread out into this room. Like there's an arc around it of debris.
So it's pushed. Yeah. So he's trying to get in.
Yes.
Okay.
Or trying to get out.
or try.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Somebody's
out
trying,
into here.
somebody's
Yes.
trying to get into the room.
Yes, into this room.
So-
yeah, I'm peering through, looking out, see what I can see in the hallway.
It's pitch black on the other side of the rubble.
Oh, fuck, I can shadow jump. Do I shadow jump? No, tell me what I see first.
You can't. You do it.
I have a little...
We all have dark vision.
You
right
see
now.
a hallway, like an arched hallway, that is solid blackstone, as far as your vision extends.
Oh, so you might not be able to get back if you shadow jump in.
That's a great fucking point.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
I mean,
like, is that a dead
do
magic
it.
area?
You can even now feel the blackstone fucking with your shadow pockets. Like they're stable, but like
I don't like it.
Pulling at it.
I don't like it. Okay, I get down and see what I see. It's like, all right, it's all black. It's a blackstone hallway as big as that door, guys. It just keeps going as far as I can see.
So I'm wondering if that would be a good spot to put those fucking.
Chalices.
yeah,
the
probably
anchors.
would be.
there was as you were kind of peeking your head through, like there was warm air coming from there, warm dry air.
Is that
That
dragon?
means there's an opening somewhere.
Is that a dragon? Like breath? Or is it constant? Or is it?
Dragons spit acid.
In Clint's campaigns,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Dragons aren't fire dragons. Are more like a
Well, I'm,
natural
okay.
creature.
I'm just meant
They're,
like
they're,
is there
they're
breathing?
giant Komodo dragons that also spit acid.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was like it breathing. You know,
No,
There's not a like a
it's a constant.
there's no it's just a
Constant
constant.
breeze.
There's like a
Dry.
lava tube, probably.
Oh, just dry heat.
Yeah,
There's no breeze.
no breeze.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
So basically, the only people who could go down this thing is.
Oh, we could all go down it.
You
You
could all go
guys
down.
just be useless.
Well, I'm saying if it affects their magic.
Your magic would be weaker in here, for sure, but not. As long as you're not trying to cast spells on the Blackstone directly,
It's not
it's
a
not
dead
gonna,
zone.
It's not a dead zone. It's not a dead magic zone.
Oh,
Completely.
so they gotta bring a piece
Yeah.
of table.
Well, that is something I wanted to check, because you said that it's like corroded around the blackstone.
Mhm.
If I take like the sword hilt and like try to touch it to the blackstone, like the bottom of it.
I think it's inert at this point that it wouldn't be affected by the Blackstone. Like whatever made it magical has gone.
Okay.
We have another door.
Yeah, I wonder if it wraps around or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, let's see what's behind this last door. I think.
This final hallway.
Final hallway.
Uh-oh. There's more traps.
So, all right. So the hallway immediately makes a left turn. I'm gonna back you up here, Steven.
Okay.
Makes a left turn. The hallway is short, just 25 feet. In the first few feet is another stretch of flickering blue beams. Just beyond that is a dozen silvery metal bars that stretch across the hallway vertically, and another that stretch horizontally. There's no seams or holes or locking mechanisms in the walls. It's just silver bars sprout and come together.
Well, this is easy. All right, come on, Steve.
There's no... Where is it here? Beyond that, the hallway ends in a door. It's a silvery metal door, just like all the others, except that it has a symbol on it. The symbol is a small circle on the center of the door with a Y shape coming out of the top, and the lower left, and the lower right.
We get this dude because maybe he knows what it is.
Mason peeks his head. I do not recognize that symbol.
Does any of us?
Not even be in the collection.
Oh, I'm an expert in these symbols, actually. What do I gotta roll?
I am now.
The bars. Where's the door? Okay. Anyone can make a lore reason plus lore cultures check.
So I get to roll one. You said reason?
Like, look at my dice.
Ah!
I just rolled 3 6s.
I think it's just one.
Two.
You said
Do
reason,
it again.
Reason, lore, and
Cultures.
2 floors and a 5.
3.
Apparently, you do know all about these
You
things.
got a
Why does
one
everybody
and
always
a
think I'm
fumble.
joking?
Bach, the symbol isn't one that you've seen before. Thinking of modern cultures, the closest symbol to this one that you've ever heard of is a symbol for deadly magic from Volin symbol. But that symbol is a small circle with an upside down Y shape coming from the bottom. So it's kind of like it's got the Y shape and it's got a circle, but it doesn't have like the other Y shapes. It's like circle and then
Super
Y.
deadly.
So this is
magic.
the opposite.
Not upside down. So it means good magic,
No,
right?
Yeah.
The rubble
We'll find
that was
out.
there, was that wolf iron rubble?
The rubble in the arch is wolf iron.
Okay.
You guys could
There's
physically
no blackstone rubble.
There's no blackstone rubble.
Yeah,
Blackstone
Nana
doesn't-
was moving the rubble out of the way.
Is
Oh,
Nana
so
still
it's-
moving
I'm
rubble?
just asking because
Okay.
if it's blackstone, I was gonna like, could we like?
The wolf iron is preventing the
You guys-
blackstone
you
from
guys can
eating
hear
away the
Nana-
silver, right?
You guys can hear Nana in the
Yeah.
other room still like moving huge chunks of wolf iron and setting them aside.
Bonk.
Because that door is feasibly being able to be opened, I would assume, right?
Which door?
The blackstone.
Blackstone.
Yeah, like he is success. If left enough time, Nana will successfully clear all that wolf iron out.
But it's also eaten.
But is it a door or is it just a cap?
It's
It's an archway. The wolf iron was
it's
a cap.
It's a blackstone archway with at one point a cap of wolf
Okay,
iron
my
was placed
bad.
on it.
I was interpreting the door as being blackstone itself.
Same.
It's just the arch around the wolf
The
iron.
arch around the wolf iron.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Sorry.
The door frame.
The
Yeah.
door. Yes, thank you. The door. That's a word I was struggling to find and could not. So I kept
The
saying
door
archway.
frame is
Yeah, because
blackstone.
he said that the silver metal is that's
Being
touching
eaten
it is
away.
being corroded.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I would imagine it is making contact, but
Wolf iron doesn't react with blackstone apparently, so that's why the cap was made of
Wolf iron's non-magical, right?
Correct. It's naturally occurring.
I was just misunderstanding what that
Yeah, me too.
was.
It sounds like Nana's making quick work of that. Do we want to see us find this last door or
Fine.
just go down?
I'm just
one?
saying we see what's behind the last door.
Okay.
I mean,
What does the last chamber look like?
There's a reason I gave you the marker.
Thank you. So.
No, I can
Thinking
draw it
ahead.
quick if you want me to.
because you don't have it on your map.
No, I do.
Oh, because he's already done there.
1, 2, 3. So,
Oh, was I off one? I think I was off one.
Yeah, you're off one.
Way to go. Now the whole thing's ruined.
we'll just make it smaller.
I thought that was the right size, so that's what size I made it.
you were 2 squares in width away from being the coolest shape. Hexagon.
It was almost the best I got.
Is hex 8 or 6?
6.
6.
Octagon is 8.
Octagon is 8. I'm dumb.
It's fine. That's not what it actually looks like, but that's what I'll help draw.
It's just one bigger.
It's just one bigger.
Oh,
These,
no.
these were larger. Okay, so,
Pit.
all right.
Or are we stepping up? I don't know.
So there's.
Lasers and beams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna shadow jump us there if I can.
Okay, you and Steven?
Yep,
Okay, you guys are there?
bad boys for life.
That voice for life. All right, the door.
He's even got the sideways gun.
The door does not react to Steven.
It's bullshit.
I try to pump some cold magic into it. If that doesn't work, some shadow magic.
Shadow
They're
magic?
kind of the same thing, but
Alarm.
There's no reaction other than ward decreasing.
other than ward decreasing, great.
Ooh, I wonder if we need to bring that other guy.
Mason says, I would advise more caution when spoofing the door. Cold and shadow magic are not going to avail you.
Okay, well, let's get somebody that knows some life magic.
I mean, I'll okay it, but I can't get there.
Well, I come get you. and
Shadow
shadow
magic?
jump you.
Is this 4? That's not
Yeah.
4.
No, no, it's...
Well, do only 2 of us fit, or does it just look like that?
Your mini is ridiculous.
Lee, awesome.
His actual is like that, and then everything else is like.
I mean, it pretty accurately depicts that I'm literally always shadow jumping.
All right,
Sometimes not when you should be.
Boar's there.
Yes, factual.
I guess I will attempt to
Mason has described to you the life essence pattern, so you
Okay.
could try and mimic it.
I will attempt to do that.
You know, we'll try you testing it for the first time in the hardest door we've seen. So,
We got more dice.
yes.
We'll see.
Do you want to cast it on Steven? Maybe that would make it easier. He's already Kalash.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I can
Okay.
try that.
Alright.
What, you don't want us to fight a deadly encounter here?
I do.
Do you remember Towley? Is that the code? What? That's the melody to Funky Town. Here, Town.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.
9? Okay.
9.
The reduced difficulty for Steven trying to pass through this door
Oh, I've been rolling one less dice this whole time? That's fine.
is 8, so you got it. So,
Woo!
You got it.
Nice.
so the chamber beyond this door is weird. This is sort of like a platform, and this is all open.
Ooh, like an empty
So
pit.
you're on
And
a
it
sort
steps
of
down.
yes,
like-
kind of. I'll describe
Okay,
it. I'll just
sorry.
describe it. You're on a sort of raised crescent shape area facing a larger room with angled walls. The two parts of the room are separated by a see-through wall, like perfectly pristine clear glass. It's the same as the silvery walls you've looked through, like in the
Okay.
security rooms. This portion of the room has a couple chairs seated at a counter of silvery metal. The counter's kind of fused to the see-through portion of the wall. The silver counter is completely bare except for one thing. It looks like an old-timey Dr. Frankenstein type electrical lever. It's currently in the down position. In the other chamber, beyond the see-through wall, it's mostly empty. In the center of the room is like a pedestal of silvery metal with an orb thingy on it. It looks like the exterior is like a meshwork of the silvery metal, but there's something reflective on the interior, like it's a silver meshwork, and then the interior is mirrors. It's very reflective. It's hard to see from here. You'd have to go in and like look at it to see actually what's going on. But it's simultaneously see-through mesh and reflective material on the inside.
So it's like a Dyson sphere of two-way mirrors?
Sure. I don't even know what that would look like. Would you even be able to see that?
I feel like you would see through one side, but the other side would be the mirror, and if it rotates, it would just keep...
that's yeah.
It would
okay.
you would see what you were looking at
Yeah.
on the other side.
So, crisscrossing the other chamber are a dozen beams of white light, all of them extending from the silvery walls, meeting at the orb thing. The air in here smells like an electrical fire, and it is noticeably hotter than the other areas of this place. Mason, if he were in here, he would say that, oh my, I've never seen anything like this before. There's more magical energy in that room than there are in all the words known to my former order, meaning like the mass speakers. The energy cascading from those beams and that sphere could obscure or destroy nearly anything simply due to their intensity and the amount of magical energy and essences moving through them. If Nana were in here, he would feel like his skin is crawling with bugs. There's so much magical energy in here.
Convenient. He's right next to the opposite thing.
Yeah. Forgot that he was focusing on moving things around.
Yeah, he's fixated at this point.
Bach kind of mentions that. Like, let's keep Nana away from this.
We might have the Indiana Jones this thing.
Like,
How
wait,
how far have I got through the
That
rubble?
center ball and run.
There's
Let's get it.
probably 15 feet of rubble to dig through, so you're making progress, but this is something that's going to take a couple hours to fully excavate.
So,
I don't know if I want to fully excavate. I'm just more interested in being able to get through myself.
Okay.
So we don't really have to bring that guy into that room because you just kind of described what he
Yeah.
would. Okay.
Bach, you're going to go back and try and stop Nana from digging out, or...
no, I want to stop him from
He's not even going to be.
coming to this room.
Okay, you want to stop Nana from coming to this room?
Yes.
Okay, alright. So, Looking at the little lever, it's in the down position, and you can see that there's a complex network of like silvery metal threads running from like just straight out of the countertop to like around and through the lever itself.
So does it seem like this is what's powering this facility?
Yes.
It's a large magical power.
Yeah.
Why not make it an energy source?
Wonder if we could chuck a chalice in here.
Do you want a chalice
See
in
if it
there, or do you
destroy
want to
it.
put it?
Or
Do you bring
amplify it.
Do you bring Mason into the room?
Yeah, sure.
Mason, he would have says that bit about like how much magical energy is in here. He says this is the heart of this place. This is where its awareness extends from. There's too much power here to make this place sleep as the three of us did before. It's too awake now. I believe I have an idea though. It will take me some time to perform, but I do not believe the defenses will see it as an attack. That said, it would be prudent for the 5 of you to remain alert in case it does. He then kind of produces a large ink pot and a large calligrapher's brush, and he just starts speaking strange words under his breath and starts like painting the silver walls with ink.
Alright. I bounce back into the main room with Nana and help him start cleaning up Wolfire as best as I can.
And,
Okay.
And be ready for...
You pop me into the room there real quick.
Yeah, sure. I basically swap places with me and...
Does the sword do anything in the room?
No, sword doesn't do anything in there.
Okay. I try to commit to memory whatever glyphs he's
I
writing.
just imagine you picking up little chunks like this. And
It's
like,
so there aren't any secret words. Like when you were taught the language of the masked heretics, or the masked speakers, like it's here's the alphabet, here's the dictionary,
Okay.
and that is the majority of your lexicon. And he's mostly using components of that and like words with like a hidden subtext for like quiet, sleep, death. Death is a form of sleep. Sleep is a form of death. Stuff like that. He's playing with. He's basically putting the words into a thesaurus and like dumping those out on the. That's how masked heretics work. He's not exposing any secret information to you. He's just kind of layering on a ward extra thick to try and shut this place down.
I just thought as a have you guys move out of the way and put my finger on the Gatling gun and just breaks.
That's an option.
Be loud too, though.
And that's the only reason why.
Well, he's trying to put the place to sleep.
Yeah.
singing a lullaby when you turn the alarm on. That might be.
So it takes a couple hours. It takes a couple hours. You've established a Nana-sized hole in the rubble. I'm going to drop the ward by 2 points. You're down to 3. You hear Mason yelling, "I've completed my work."
Nana be like, me too.
You go and jump back in there.
Okay.
Mason is staggering. He stopped speaking words. His ink pot is almost empty. It drops out of his hands. His calligraphy brush drops to the floor. There's black ink on the ground. The walls are absolutely covered in elaborate words now. You can kind of see the silvery wall glowing very faintly out around the words, like generating actual light. Mason faces you guys, any that are in there. The mouth hole on his mask is drizzling blood from his mouth, and he says through bloody lips, "It is finished as best I can finish it. I have tricked the defenses enough that they will let us pass in and out of this place without trying to annihilate us. Us.
Excuse me.
Like the more verbal ward I had cast, this is not foolproof, but it should allow you to come and go as you need if you find this place to be an effective place to hide or destroy the Angars the Bloodless used to bring their lore to this world."
Awesome.
So that part is a success.
So that means all these are turned off.
No, but
We can pass through.
you'll be able to pass through them.
Yes.
Sounds like we got a base camp now. A hideout.
Could be.
Depends on what's on the other side.
All we have to do is trip the defenses, and we've got beer-fetching robots.
Maybe that's what that button on that chair is. Fetch me.
So,
Bach thanks Mason.
you're welcome.
We just have a bunch of
Thank
dead
you.
kids in the lobby.
Thank you for your assistance in this matter. So-
There goes the Amazon diagram.
There's this blocked tunnel. Nana has opened a hole. Is Nana going through the hole immediately?
Oh yeah.
Bach's not letting him go.
Yeah, he's fixated.
I'm like definitely keeping an eye on him for when he gets through, and
He's starting to go through the hole.
I'm going with him.
Okay.
So I'm assuming.
I was gonna say stopping.
I'm with you, buddy.
Well, first of all, did you bring us back?
Yeah, we're
Or
in.
You
no,
can
we can
walk
walk
right
through
through the
Yeah.
lasers now.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, I thought there was gates.
Yeah, they just melt away as you approach them.
Oh.
And they reform behind you.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I
That's
was
even
thinking-
cooler.
I thought that
Alright,
was.
then.
I thought that was what I was going to do when I walked through it in the first place, but I didn't want to try. No,
Talk to the hand.
You didn't have the high enough security
that's
clearance.
kind of what I was thinking
Well,
too.
I guess
You
I'll
needed the blue
kinda
ID
be this
card.
way.
Yo.
So Nana and Bach are starting to go down through the hallway. Is anyone else?
I'll kind of follow along.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know where else to
Yeah.
go.
Same.
I mean, we're following the giant in the giant room, so.
I kind of look back at Mason.
You two
following?
and anyone else that's following them follow this tunnel for about 20 minutes. It's pitch black. It's getting steadily warmer. There is no end in sight of the tunnel.
Yeah, Nana's.
Okay.
What does this dude do? Is he following or is he?
Mason is.
He's probably taking a nap in the chair because he's wore out.
I'm. Mason says to whoever's left, I am going to leave. This act seems inadvisable.
What does he know that we don't?
He points to the Gatling guns. Something clearly came through there that I think this place was placed here to stop. That is what this looks like to me. Excavating it and exploring whatever is down there, whether it be a derelict giant room or something else, seems unwise to me. But you are adults. Our business is concluded, and
Leave our pay with
Granny Dusk.
Well, wait, are we gonna be able to find you if you're leaving
Yes.
to help with the tower?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be very easy to find me. I'll find you.
Ominous.
maybe.
Depends on what we find out
He's
here.
gonna drop off mental resistance rings similar to the ones that some of you have with Granny Dusk. So
Gandalf.
he's your Gandalf. He is the Deus Ex Machina that I no longer want here anymore. So SD to players, this is a side quest you can explore at your leisure. It is not mandatory for defeating Cheerzov or completing the campaign. If you guys go in here, it's completely up to you guys.
I'm going in here.
I mean, Nana's already 20 minutes down the hallway. So.
Okay, all right.
And I'm kind of keeping pace with them, but kind of like knowing what.
So is this the spot where we need to at least leave the chalices?
Could be.
I mean,
This
it's like a Faraday cage almost.
Mason said that the energy here would probably hide the chalice as well. Perhaps putting them in the room with all the beams would destroy them completely.
But
what that
if
was
they are
done.
destroyed, then the other ones that we haven't found get stronger.
Correct. That's true
Yeah.
too.
Well, that's what I'm saying for now. Put them in this room until we find them all.
Blackstone is also completely immune to magical energy. If you have a Blackstone box and you put a magical object in it, no one can detect that magical object from the outside. So maybe there's a Blackstone chest down there somewhere that you could put the chalices
But
I
are
in.
mean,
Aren't
even
they
this
able to?
hallway itself would work
What?
pretty well.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah, the hallway.
Yeah, unless they
alone.
stood
Until
in a
we get
very
them to get the
specific
rest of
spot
them.
at the end of
Right.
the tunnel.
It would block it for mostly.
I didn't know if it would help drain it, like if it was.
Bot kind of
I-
says like, I'm assuming you guys are lagging. Nana's
So-
like hauling ass.
Yeah.
Bot kind of says
Long
to the rest of the
strides.
group like,
We need to go.
he's really done a lot for us. I feel like for whatever reason he really feels like he needs to do this. I
You're
think
talking
we
going following.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I said I think we should go with him.
I think he's an idiot.
I'm not saying he's not.
Player knowledge, Black and Clint's previous stuff. Blackstone does absorb magic, but it's not like a fast thing.
Right, but I'm just saying over time, maybe
Yeah.
these chalices
Yeah.
will be drained.
Like, it's a good place to store the chalices, probably.
Might
But
find
like
a better spot.
But who knows what's down here? Like he said, there could be a whole
It's hot air, so it's gotta be good.
whole citadel down there.
So you guys walk for about an hour, which is about 3 miles ish. And this tunnel just keeps going on. Eventually, I'm going off book a little bit because I kind of stopped at this point because I figured it was a good stopping point, but we have a minute or two to get to the good stuff for what I had planned here. You walk through this Blackstone Arch. It opens up into a sort of cavern, kind of like a vertical kind of cavern. You're kind of out on this Blackstone walkway with like a railing. It's about hip high for Nana, so taller for you guys.
So like chin height for everybody else.
Chin height for everybody else.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
See, the safety rails aren't made to stand for you. You just slip right through.
Looking to your right, you can kind of see Blackstone stairs made for a giant of Nana, bigger than Nana size. These would be like full giant 20-foot tall steps. Going down and kind of further down and turning as they hit the wall of the cavern and kind of spiraling downward. Looking out over this railing, you see lava like at the bottom of this cavern, and from the shadows cast by the lava and your dark vision that's still on you at this point, you see a complete ass giant city of Blackstone like extending out from you. You don't see lighting, but all giants have dark vision. You don't
there's
see lighting
lava.
aside from the lava. You don't see any lighting. At first, you thought it was maybe like another arch of Blackstone, but you see that there is, when the steps turn to the left against the cavern wall, you see an arm, a huge arm. It's all bones, fingers dug into the cavern wall, just like broken. It's bare of skin, but it's huge bones that end like right about here on the forearm, but it's almost like 20 feet of length.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't want to wake up that son of a
And the
bitch.
cavern you said is
He's
made of
He's one
blackstone?
less arm.
The cavern is rock,
Right?
Rock, okay.
but there's a Blackstone city built into the walls of the cavern,
Yeah, but
the
he
base
can
of the
use his arm
cavern.
and kill me.
He beat you with his
And
own
then
arm.
beat me with his bone of his own arm.
And that's where we'll end.
Jeez. Okay.
Well, we at least